Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Wednesday, aka the Hump Day edition of Outlaw Radio. You heard it. Man, it is Outlaw Radio. It is a platform dedicated to foundational Black Americanism. Yes, I just coined the term foundational Blackism, foundational Black Americanism. It's dedicated to that. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am the host of Outlaw Radio, the architect and the mayor of Chocolate City, the mouthpiece of the movement, the militant with a microphone, aka the Negro Whisperer. And I am not alone. I have my co-host with me. I'm excited to be here tonight. I want to say what's up to all my beautiful Black brothers and sisters in the 414. If you can hear this, if this is coming out your speaker, understand that this is a platform for you. So welcome to the show. Mr. Carter, what it do, homie? How you doing tonight, man?
Peace, family, peace. Life is what's happening, man. Life is what's happening, and it's happening all around us. Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk, and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the Black woman lover, the Black man's brother, the culture teacher, the hood healer. I'm the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama, there go the CMOS, man!
He is not a businessman. He is a businessman.
Man.
And it's more to it. It ain't just about getting you for your money. It's about giving you some value with the services and the products that he's going to sell you. And you got to buy something, or how else can he stay in business? That's what business is. Let's support Black businesses like my sponsor, EPU Personal Defense, EPUSDS.com. You can get in tune with them, learn how to defend yourself. Don't get caught in a situation where you're getting attacked or you're under duress and you don't know what to do. I know you think you know what to do, but it's an art. It's a science to it. And the best way to be is informed on the science of everything. I do believe it's some brothers and sisters who talk about science and mathematics, right? Shout out to them. They know who they are. But welcome to the show, man. Kamar, it's been a week where it's gotten a little bit warmer and the snow is melted, so things feel a little bit better. Now, you see, I don't mind snow, but when it's cold as shit and it's snow, then I'm starting to feel a little bad. Like, holy shit. So we've been able to see the sun this week, and the snow's melting. It's wet. I can't get the whip washed. It is what it is, but still to see the sun shining is a blessed thing. How has your week been so far?
Man, my week has been great. You know, like before we started on the show, you know what I mean? I was telling you about how I've been hollering at my cuz, you know what I mean? They've been gone for over 30 years and he about to touch down. You know what I mean? So it's dope. That's a dope feeling. You know, today I'm at the store today, you know, Channel 12 popped in and I made the news again. But this time it wasn't even about the House of Vitality or health at all. They asked me questions about the economy. Dig that.
Uh-oh.
You know, but you, of course, you know, they didn't post everything that I said, you know what I'm saying?
No,
but they did get the part. But they did get the part. It was on Channel 12.
Okay.
You probably catch it at 10 o'clock. But they did get the part where I told them I said the economy could be a lot better. I also told them it could be better if our leaders did what they were supposed to do, or did what we entrusted them to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely threw a shot.
It's called fiscal responsibility, and it should be discussed, right? Like if you're at the helm of all this money, and we're talking billions. See, one of the things is we as Black people, we can't even comprehend billions, right? We don't even, that's so far from where most of us are at financially. You aspire to make $100,000 a year. That is a drop in the bucket for a billionaire, right? I personally don't know any billionaires. Shout out to Keith Terry. I'm blessed to know a millionaire, but I don't know any billionaires. You feel me? So, yeah, there has to be some fiscal
responsibility. Give me a minute.
Right. And there you go. I mean, that's the mentality you have to have. But shout out to Michael Harper, who was on the other night, who is running for county comptroller. I thought his fiscal knowledge and his understanding of economics was great. You need to go back and check that show out. He'll be back, of course. Listen, we're on Mondays and Wednesdays, right? 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until what I usually say is whenever I cut the machine off. 9:30, 10 o'clock, we're gonna let you go. And this is, like I said, this is Outlaw Radio. So what I need for everybody listening to do is share the show. If you'd like to participate in this conversation, the number is 262-202-5131. Once again, that's 262-202-5131. If you don't want to speak, if you're not a person who likes to verbally kick the ballistics, then you can hit the chat room. Speaking of the chat room, Dion is already in the chat room. Once again, I don't know how the hell Dion gets in the chat room before I start the show, right?
Dion plays no game.
He said, man, I'm in this motherfucker no cap, Kev. That means Dion is riled up. He said, here I go. Dion gonna be on. He's gonna be calling. Trust me. This is a show that I was looking forward to having, Kamar, because the show is called Outlaw Radio Respect. I want to talk about respect tonight because what we do is tend to talk about any and everything that's pertinent to our people, right? And, you know, one of the reasons I feel, now this is my opinion, I feel like we're disregarded because people don't respect us a lot of times. Individually, as a group, as a community, we don't get the necessary respect that we deserve. There's a lot of reasons behind it, but people throw the word respect around a lot. People utilize the word a lot. I don't think people even know what it means, even if we start talking about self-respect. Remember we did the show on self-perception, right? Mm-hmm. This is another link to that. When you're trying to perceive yourself, when you're looking at yourself, do you respect yourself? If you do, how do you deal with other people?
You know, Kev, that's the answer right there, though. You say about respect. Why they don't respect us? Because we don't give them nothing to respect.
People think it's automatic, but it's earned.
You know what I mean? We don't respect ourselves, so why would anybody else?
Right. It's not automatic, it's earned.
Exactly.
It's not a given, regardless of what you think. It's not a given. And it ain't got nothing to do with physicality. It doesn't have anything to do with the clothes you wear, the car you drive, the house you live in. Do you know how many wealthy people there are that are not worthy of your respect because of the way they conduct business, because of the way they conduct themselves? They're not worthy of your respect. See, in the neighborhood that you grow up in, and I know in particular in the neighborhood that I grew up in as youngsters, none of us had any money, right? Your mama and daddy had some money. If you were, you know what I mean, living well, you didn't have shit.
Right.
When you walked out the house, when you jumped off the porch, what you had to have was respect. Because if you didn't, you got handled rough in the neighborhood, right? You got handled rough. Mm-hmm. You're subject to some real bad treatment. But if you had respect, if your family had respect in that neighborhood, your existence was way different, right? And a lot of people don't know that. Now, if you didn't come from a respected family, maybe you were the new dude in the neighborhood. Maybe you was the new dude in the school. And you instantly understood, I don't know nobody here. Nobody knows me. I have no respect. So what did you have to do? You had to earn some respect. You had to make a point. Sometimes it was doing something to somebody else. Sometimes it was speaking out on an issue. Sometimes it was just maintaining, regardless of whatever madness was going on in the background. Eventually somebody came to you and said, say, man, you good, right? You straight. Ain't nobody fucking with you. You good. Or other cats who was respected came to you and said, you fucking with us. Like we, you know, you need to rock with us. So let's talk about respect tonight. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but the theme is respect, because as a people, the question becomes, what do we have to do to get some goddamn respect in this country? You know what? Let me shorten it. What we got to do to get some goddamn respect in the city of Milwaukee as foundational Black Americans? What does that look like? If there's a misnomer that we aren't fathers as Black men, that a lot of us are cowards who can only get aggressive or take care of business when they have a gun. We're lazy. As soon as you put some adversity in front of us, we fall back and play the race card. All these misnomers are in the air. And I'm here to tell you, none of them are true when you're talking about Black men. I ain't talking about no fuck boy. I ain't talking about no coon. I ain't talking about no Uncle Tom. I'm not talking about a watered down, diluted, compromised Negro. I'm talking about a real solid Black man who gonna stand, live, and die on his principles and his morals. A lot of times, if you do that, you're gonna get respect, right? So 262-202-5131, just like this, the great Aretha Franklin said. RESPECT. It is the easiest word to spell in the world. and so this comes for me in real life events. Okay. To start off with, how do we talk to each other? How do we communicate with each other? How do other people communicate with you? What will you allow and what won't you allow? Welcome to the show, Real. How you doing tonight, my brother?
Peace. I'm good. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm good. I don't know what it is about you outlaw niggas, but I get excited when I see y'all. I get a smile on my face. Like, I was geeked when I seen Kamar. Now I see you. I'm like, oh, it's going down. We're about to have a good time. How's your week been, man? How's your week been?
Hey, it's been cool, man. Still trying to figure out my car. They think they narrowed it down to some shit, but
okay,
you know, hopefully I'll be back mobile by tomorrow. So yeah, you know, otherwise I've been the bright side of things is I've been getting a lot of walking my daughter back and forth to her bus stop.
There
so,
you go.
I can't trip there.
It's always a positive, ain't it?
Hey, for sure.
I see you, my sister Tiarsha. Your hoodie is in the mail. I mailed it because I realized I forget a lot, so I just put it in. I put it. USPS should be dropping it off. She said, "Good evening, Kevin Kamar and the Outlaw Radio family." Shout out to the Outlaw family, man. Shout out to y'all for rocking with us, checking us out. You know, we don't put a lot of bells and whistles on what we do. We don't dress it up. We don't try to bring the hottest person to talk to. I watch the show a lot, and I say, you know what? We was all just having a good time talking to each other. It wasn't no celebrities. It wasn't no super niggas. It wasn't nothing like that. Somebody was with a name brand. We just chopping it up amongst ourselves, and the conversation is poignant and it's solid. But welcome to the show, man. Tonight is Outlaw Radio Respect. We're talking about respect. Like we throw it around. Some of us have a misunderstanding of what it actually even is. And like I told Kamar, this connects directly to what we were talking about when we discussed self-perception. Because if you're going to try and get a clear view of yourself, when you're looking in the mirror, do you like what you see? Do you respect that individual? You think about how you move. Right. Do you respect yourself? Or do you say, God damn, I'm a slime ball? Man, what a fuck. I don't want people to think fuck boys don't know they ain't fuck boys.
You know, again, like I said, you know, you gotta give, if people don't respect you, you can't get upset. You gotta give them something to respect.
It's earned.
That's all. You know what I mean? Do something that's gonna make people respect you. You know what I'm saying? Be a stand-up guy that's gonna make people respect you. You know what I mean? Be a man of your word. Be a father to your kids. You know what I mean? Like, there's many different ways to get respect. You know what I mean? You just got to do something to be respected. You can't just be and people respect you.
But it ain't contrived either, Kamar.
Well, maybe they can, though. Like, maybe you can be respected if you just be.
So check this out.
I mean, that could be something, too.
I feel like you're missing the point if you're doing something right now and saying to yourself, they going to all respect me after this. Like, I feel like I think
you're in the wrong place.
Okay.
What I mean by do something to be respected, give people something to respect, like a business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Make some major changes about yourself. You know what I'm saying? That people can see and they can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to do something, but your intent can't be I'm doing this so people respect me. You did what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to be for yourself.
Right. I mean, most of the time, if you look within yourself and you realize who you are and what you actually want out of life and what direction you're headed in, you're gonna make moves that elicit respect from people. Like people will be watching from afar and approach you and say, man, I just got to say to you, bro. And sometimes it's a stranger. And you can look around and say, I wasn't even thinking about that, man. I wasn't even, you know what? That ain't why I'm here, right? Like that ain't what I was after. You know what I'm saying? So, and brothers think that respect only comes to those who gonna get out and bust somebody head or whoop somebody ass. Now, don't get me wrong. Whooping somebody ass in a fight does get you some instant gratification for people who watch it. They will say, I am not fucking with dude, right? You good. He said at the end of juice, you got the juice now, right? That's one way to do it. But sometimes, if that's not in your wheelhouse, you got to do other things. It has to be other things. It has to be, how true are you to yourself? Are you reaching? You know, you hear young people say he doing too much. You know what that means, right? That means, bruh, you putting on a show. Who you putting the show on for? You putting it on for yourself. You need reassurance. Who said if you're a great man, you don't have to say it? Other people will say it, right? And if you're respected, you don't have to walk around saying, I'm respected around here.
Right.
Other people will show and say it. Like, nah, man, dude's a good dude, man. I ain't got no issue with cuz. Man, he ain't never done nothing. Even if you got beef with a motherfucker and he go to somebody else, call himself gossiping and cackling, he'll say, nah, man, I ain't got no problem with cuz. Shit, he always been real with me.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, man, he a good dude, man. I ain't in that shit. I mean, I'ma holler at him because I respect him and say, man, I'm hearing woo woo woo. But it ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, fuck dude, man. You know because you know how we get if somebody's really known to be a slippery, shady salamander. That word travels fast. So when you reference him to another brother, he said, man, shit, man. What I heard, I wouldn't be fucking with cuz. You know what I'm saying? Like that communication happens. Tiarsha says, definitely sat in the house until 5 p.m. on Saturday waiting on you, darn it. Tiarsha, I will give you my phone number. I'm going to get you this hoodie. You should have called me. Because I would have, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you said you want a t-shirt too. So I'm going to make sure the next time this will be expedited. This right here is an anomaly because everybody else who ever ordered any apparel from me has gotten it on time. I don't know how this kind of became a faux pas, but I got to throw you a freebie too. So I'm not going to even charge you for the t-shirt. I'm gonna give you the t-shirt. I'm gonna try to bring the apparel back just because people ask for it. People ask me like, "Kev, can I get a hoodie? Can I get a t-shirt? Man, what's that it? You ain't got it?" Mike Kimmett will call me and say, "Kev, what you got over there in terms of merchandising?" I'll be like, "I ain't really got nothing, Mike." He said, "Whatever you got, I'll come buy it right now." And he's done that. I bring a box out to his truck. He said, "Let me get all that." And be like, "Here, what you gonna do with all this, Mike?" Kev, I just want to support. So I definitely appreciate that, man. Y'all share the show, man. But come on, you've spoken to it a little bit. But I want to know what you think. Like when you hear that word respect, when you walk into anywhere, when you moving about your day, do you think about this? Do you think about the fact that I need to have a certain amount of respect, and if I don't have it, some got to happen. Some got to move. How do you think about this?
I just automatically feel like I got it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As I move about through my day, maybe it's confidence. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm mistaken if that for confidence. I don't know. You know what I mean? But like, I'm at a point where I don't care if you respect me or not. I still got to do what I got to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm past that. I appreciate it and all. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it because I respect a lot of people. I respect everybody.
Right.
You know.
You know what? I don't think about it a lot because for me, I'm just doing me anyways. And I agree with you to a certain point because I separated, Kamar. It ain't about whether you like me or not. See, I look at it like that. I'm not trying to be liked. I'm not walking around saying, I hope people like me. But you have to respect me. even if you don't like me. That's one thing that I have an issue with anybody that I go around, and I realize.
But then what if they don't respect you?
Then we
You
have an
can't
issue.
make them.
Well, we have an issue, and what's going to happen 9 times out of 10 is I will not deal with that individual moving forward, and I will keep myself out of places where he or she is at. I'm not saying that I'm going to say I'm going to beat your ass because I see you don't respect me. In my mind, what I say to myself is, you know what? I'm not fucking with this dude.
Right. You know, and that's basically the same thing I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I just don't care if they do or not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like I don't care if you like me or not. It ain't my business. It ain't my problem.
Right.
It's your problem.
It's your problem. Totally get it.
Because I'm still gonna do what I got to do again.
I just feel like there has to be a certain amount of respect. I feel like, you know, if you are a habitual line stepper and you are a disrespectful individual, I need to be proactive in not being around you, because this situation could get really bad.
And you know,
because of your disrespect, you might do something or try something with me that'll get you fucked up.
And Kev, you know, us as being black men, you know what I mean, being out here in the world, man. You know, here so often you gotta check a motherfucker.
I let them have it.
You know what I mean? Because you feel like they don't respect you. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna accept the disrespect. I'm not saying that.
Right. So we saying the same shit. We saying the same shit.
We saying the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna accept the disrespect. But I don't give a fuck if you respect me or not. But you're not gonna disrespect me.
Well, Kamar, so see, now that's what I'm saying. Now the devil is in the details, because it's hard for me to say I don't care if you don't respect me, but I got a problem if you disrespect me. See, I care that you respect me so you won't disrespect me.
I get that. I'm just okay. Let me expound on what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna accept the disrespect.
Right. So it matters.
Now let me finish. I don't care if you respect me or not. You know what I mean? But don't cross that line and we cool.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. You can feel how you want to feel, but don't disrespect me. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to do nothing to harm you. And then even still, it's a level to the disrespect part. Like, you say something to me, you know what I mean? I'm going to check you a little bit and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't going to stick around and make sure you respect me now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's a difference, man. You know what I mean? You got to use discernment in there too.
All kinds of concepts come into play. You just talked. You as soon as you said discernment, this conversation grew limbs.
Right.
You feel me? Because a lot of brothers don't know when they're being disrespected because they don't have discernment.
Right.
So we got these lessons get extended.
Or even discernment on how far I should take it.
You got to be able to read the room.
How far I should let it go.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Rail, what you thinking about this, right? Like, because I know you different from Kamar and myself. That's the beauty of this. So what's you talking about respect, man? You talking about respect.
I don't be giving a fuck. Like, I mean, I do. When I'm navigating through society, I kind of be in my own little world type shit.
Okay.
So even if somebody, unless it was like disrespect to the point where my safety is threatened,
right,
it is irrelevant to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck what people think or say or do, shit like that. You know, and sometimes I laugh at myself because of the shit. Like, case in point, and like how I always talk about perception and shit. When I was shoveling that fucked up weekend, I was salting my path, and a white dude in a big ass pickup truck drove past, big ass wheels, and you know he looked at me, so I smiled, nodded, and he like, "You pouring that out for your homies?" I said, "No, my ancestors." It just kept it like that.
Pow, right?
Yes, you know, but you know, somebody else would have been ass hurt, like, "Oh, that racist motherfucker." It's like with me, I have to value your opinion of me for you to be able to insult me.
Yeah.
And the only opinions I value, I mean, well, I value your opinions because we got that rapport. But ultimately, as long as my lady and my children look at me a certain way when
I'm
I
good.
come through the door,
We're good.
I could give a
That's all
fuck
that matters.
about what
Right. We good.
anybody
I'm
else
good,
think or
bro.
say.
Like I ain't, once again, real like that whole that's that response to racism, like us as black men. Like I feel like in order to really hurt a racist white person's fault, you have to be as intellectual and as meticulous as they are with your insult. So like when he says that to you, yeah, for your homies, no, my ancestors. He don't even know what the fuck was just said to him. He
I
doesn't
mean,
understand. He
and
left
honestly,
confused.
I don't know. And that the reason I didn't allow it to hit me on another level is because I don't know if he was being malicious or just ignorant of that shit. You know, sometimes they just be ignorant to a fault to where he trying to be cool and shit. Like, hey, you
Right.
pointing out to your homie?
Played
But
yourself.
it could have been took as like, damn, but it's like, no, my ancestors. Which it was some real ass shit. I was because and he put me in the focus of that. Like, yeah, I am pouring this out for
Yeah.
that shit. But
Well, now that you say something, right? Now
right,
that I think
right.
about it,
You
right?
know,
And TRC said, I don't care if you like me or not. But Kev, you said you wouldn't go into the same place as that person, but I will. I may even speak to that person. Well, let me say, when I say I'm not going to go into a place, if he's in Walmart, I'm not going to say I'm not going to Walmart. I mean, in situations where it's more personal. Like if I got a homeboy and that's his guy, and he say, Kev, come through, and I say, you know, black people say, who all over there? And he say, it's me and so and so. I say, you know, I don't fuck with dude. I'm not fucking with dude because what's gonna happen is I'm gonna end up going over there and we're gonna end up getting into it. Dion, what's popping, man? You was early in the chat room. You early on the call line. What's popping with you tonight?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to, get it going before I get on this road headed back to Grafton. I definitely can feel Kamara on that respect thing. I think I think me as a man, the accomplishments I made, because I used to drink real, real heavy. I used to be alcoholic, and I stopped drinking. I turned my life around. Me going to prison, me making certain accomplishments, being a convicted felon. I think that demanded a lot of respect with people, just looked at the whole lifestyle life that I've changed,
Yeah.
and also, as far as like with me looking at myself, I think I messed up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just spending a little bit being excessive with my money, basically, really just buying a lot of clothes and shoes, things that I don't really need. So, I'm trying to get back on track with that. So I kind of beat myself up a little bit because when an emergency takes place, I got to go in the emergency money, which the emergency money should have been money, and I should have had extra money laying around, but I got 200 or 300 pair of sneakers that I look at. But, that's neither here nor there. I'll be able to, I'll slow down, I work myself up out of that, But, I think, like, far as, like, say, for instance, right, I got this issue. I ain't going to really say it's an issue, but at work. And I feel like, and I was just talking about that today about, respect. And I feel like the guy, because I share trucks with an individual, a European, but he's not a European, but he want to be part of whiteness, though. Anything that ain't black, if they ain't black, they want to be part of whiteness and they identify with whiteness. And, he just be doing little stuff to me. So, like, today, a gun book was left in the truck. So I tell her, bring it to my coworker, somebody in charge. I didn't go to human resources, but I was just telling them, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was anybody else, I probably wouldn't have cared. Because what really made me dislike this gentleman, I listened to 101.7 The Truth. So I listen, when I cut the truck off at night, I'm not changing the radio, change the radio when you get in. But he'd go to them and ask them, was I Black Lives Matter advocate or whatever. Wow. They didn't take discern to that, like, hey, woo-the-woo-the-woo. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way with him. And then, so, like, I was telling him today, you know what I'm saying? Like, by him leaving that gun magazine, that could be like some subliminal. Right. White people don't see that. White people's whiteness is so ignorant. Like, dude, white people are some of the ignorant motherfuckers. I swear, man. Like, their whiteness makes them real dangerous to themselves. Like, oh, they go a lion. Let's go pet the lion. Lion, come here. Then, the lion turn around and eat their ass up, So I'm explaining to them, like, this man, I was like, first of all, that type of paraphernalia doesn't belong at a workplace. We got a telephone. If he want to look at guns on your phone. You feel what I'm saying? Right. I was like, so the man consciously took it from his house, put it in his vehicle, took it out of his vehicle, put it in this vehicle. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, and they're trying to minimize the situation. Then the one guy, he was like, well, you don't know what he's been through. He from this. And I was like, first of all, you don't know what I've been through. I'm not bringing my past up and I'm from Chicago. I did this and this. You don't know what I've been through. Just because he lived in Oakland, California, whatever, I don't know. Because sometimes white people they're trying to act machismo. You know what I'm saying, and be a Billy Badass. But if he a lion, I'm a lion too. But ain't no need for us being a lion at the workplace though. You feel what I'm saying? Because and then I was talking to my lady friend. And I was like, it hurts me sometimes that I have to quell. I have to calm down who I am because I don't want to go back to prison. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I will lose it all, but that got to be an extreme case where I murder somebody. I don't give a fuck. I said I will murder somebody, write a will, and go to jail and do my time or die in prison. But those are extreme cases. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not afraid to say it. If someone did something to me so extreme, I have to go do what I got to do and flush it all down the toilet. Plain and simple. That's just it. But I haven't ran around a case that extreme where I'm prepared to do that. And also, you understand what I'm saying with that situation. Then I look at whiteness. I don't know if I said that to you, but
you said a lot about white people.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It was something that it made me think one day. And I'm like, that is true. Like we can't shed white supremacy because my last name is such and such, and that last name is the last name of an oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like the white world as a whole don't respect us because the first thing they do when the police kill one of us, they be like, well, you guys kill yourselves. That's not the issue, my guy. He was running from you, my guy, and you shot and killed him. That's just like I was looking at
Breonna Taylor wasn't even running. She was asleep. Breonna Taylor was in the bed. Right?
You know what I'm saying? And then like when you hear the white people talking, when they talk about us, and it was just letting me know. And then one guy said at work, he was like, well, I could be offended by certain stuff. And I was like, believe me, I know you can. You could be a Karen or a Ken. And then by him saying that, he just don't know. He put my senses on heightened because now I have to be extra careful on what I say around him. Because because basically what he's saying is I'm whining. You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, this is not that serious. He left the gun book up in there, but that type of stuff don't belong in a workplace.
Well, if you even look at what happened, look at what happened at Miller Brewing when they left the noose in the brother's locker, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
This might be a warning shot. So he didn't know, and he went and complained, and nobody paid attention to it. So in the same case as you, if you see this like, whoa, am I being threatened here? What is he trying to say?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so
what I'm saying?
If you show up with some shit, they can get you because it's like, well, he ain't even supposed to have this, and he brought it to work, but nobody pays attention when he leaves his gun book, and he's trying to let you know, nigger, in case you are Black Lives Matter, I'm strapped. I'm strapped.
Yeah, like why would you leave that type of stuff up in the vehicle? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That we share.
Yeah.
But like I said, they swept it under the rug. But I would have been a wee head if I would have went to human resources because nowadays you have to be very, very careful on what you say and the things you do because as they quote unquote the woke people, we so sensitive. But like you just said though, that could have been a subliminal message of violence towards me because me and the man been sharing a truck for quite a few months. He ain't never left a gun book up in there. And then the killing part about the gun book had his address on it too.
Right.
So what is that saying right there?
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, they swept it under the rug. Oh, it's no big deal. But if I acted stupid off of it and acted out, because I could take that as a warning sign and fear for myself, and then I acted a certain type of way, then it's a big deal.
You know what?
And then
I was told this by a football coach a long time ago. My football coach in high school. If you took a cheap shot at me, I would react immediately, and I would get a penalty, right? And they would throw a flag, right? And I would go to the sideline, and my coach would say, "Kevin, you just cost us. Like you can't do that." And I would say, well, dude, he took a shot at me. And my coach looked at me one time and said, I understand. I seen what he did. But the second guy always gets caught. The guy who responds he said, so what you do in that instance is if he just took a shot at you on that play, the next play, you get his ass. You don't take that shot right there. The play's over. The referee is looking. Any activity after that whistle blows, they're gonna throw a flag. So I mastered the art of, oh, that's how you want to play? So the next play, guess what's coming? That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
And you know what? I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I try to minimize, conflict in the workplace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we just, I've been, I just want to come to work, do my job, drive my truck, go home, play with my dogs, hang out with my, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. And I'm just trying to be here a little bit more longer. You know what I'm saying? Because if I stayed to September, I've been here 5 years. So I'm just trying to stay here to 5 years and then move on about my business. You know what I'm saying? Either give me a job.
Wrong with that. Shit. That's why you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I don't want to. You try not to be the good guy to try to not to ruffle any feathers. But and matter of fact, I might text my boss when I get off the phone with you and tell him that he needs to call me because he's too much of a good guy. I said, but he's a good guy to throw you up under the bus too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he needs to talk about that or something. If not, then I might have to take it to human resources. That's what that is a subliminal threat.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because what you need to let him understand is, now I'm coming to you about this, and if you don't address it, I will be forced to take this to HR, right? And I totally understand what you're saying about not really wanting to wrinkle in the workplace, because I've had jobs, especially when I was younger, where I was reactionary. When something was happening, I had to, and then all of a sudden you got this jacket on. It prevents you from getting promoted. It prevents you from being able to maneuver, because they say, well, we heard, or man, the word was. So I learned now how to fight it. When something crazy happens, they don't get the emotional reaction. I'm going to sit back, I'm going to process, and then I'm going to say, let me establish a path for this. Let me get a strategy. And it never fails me, because now you can't blame it on Kev. I'm not going to play the angry black man role for you. I know how to fight just like you do. So when HR get to calling your ass, because one thing organizations understand, if you tell them that somebody's doing something racist to you or somebody's harassing you and they don't act on it, you can sue them, and they know that. They know that. So when you go to HR, they gotta say, whoa, shit, he did that, really? Oh my God, Dion. And then you can play the victim role, like I'm nervous, I'm scared, I don't know what's coming.
Scared for my life.
Right now, I'm coming
with kids at home.
I can't sleep. Right, I'm so shook by this, because I don't know if this
my dog's sick.
I can't perform with my girl like I want to. Right. I'm thinking about that.
I was gonna say that.
I can't fly cheese. I like to fly cheese. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up off here, man. Finish listening to you. As always, I love you guys. I ain't gonna use the N word, because we talking about respect, and we want people to have respect for the platform that you have created here, so they could call in. I got a white dude. He been trying to be friends with me, man. I don't know why he's trying to be friends with me, but I'm gonna see if I can get him to start tuning in and maybe listen a little bit more. He be wanting to meet up with me and stuff, because I think if what's her old girl name, Courtney, if she come on here, like he had tried to talk to me on one of the platforms on Facebook, on the Truth platform that Sherwin got. Then he had gave me his number and all that, and he texted me I'm like, I'm not really too keen on hanging out with white people. Persuade him to listen to the show, and maybe he could persuade somebody else, and we can have a good platform going on. So as always, I love you, black men. You guys are stand up in every way, fathers, pillars of the community, everything, man, and y'all keep it up. I'm proud of you, Bull. I never thought the nigga that is in Hamilton, there was, my fault, I said the word. But the gentleman who I met in Hamilton, there was a dog, remember y'all had to group the dogs, you know what I'm saying? There was, and dude, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Used to be on I'm that tough guy type of stuff, and I was a freshman. I don't even know what grade you was in at the time, but you a group, man. I'm definitely proud of you, bro. I'm no, man, words can't express how proud I am of you, man. I hope everything this be a good year for us all, man, and we keep on going, man. And the Outlaw family, I love y'all. Miss Jenkins, she reached out to me when I never met her, but just her having concern for me, hey, I went down there, me and my husband, you enjoy it, trying to tell me things to do, not to do down there. I love that. Wherever Sean at, I hope he's doing good, staying out of trouble, ain't got no cigarette in his mouth. And maybe you guys can stop using drugs this year, and I'm gone, man.
Right? Yeah, maybe we can.
I'm gonna smoke my weed, man. I'm gonna get
I got it, man. Drugs is part of this. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Let me catch the chat room. Then I got a guest on the line. Jeff Crape, he said, was that Dreblow? It absolutely was Dreblow. It absolutely was Jim Dreblow. I listen, I tell people this all the time. Dreb was a white guy, right? Dreb was a real, like, he's a white person. He didn't ever even try to be nothing but a white dude from Wisconsin, right? And he was old. He didn't understand a lot of the shit I did or a lot of the ways that I moved, but he had a way of communicating with me, letting me know that he saw something in me that could change my life. And so I got a lot of lessons about football from Dreb. I've heard people say, Dreb wasn't a good coach. Dreb didn't do this. Dreb gave me so many pointers on the mental aspect of playing football when I was young. Because I was a young, wild hood dude. You know what I'm saying? He would pull me to the side and say, Kevin, listen, da-da-da-da-da. And I'd be like, damn, I never thought about that. So he's the one. You're right. He told me that. He said, the second guy always gets caught, Kevin. Yeah. And he told me also, they're going to take shots at you. They're going to take shots at you. Yeah. The way you play,
that's how you know you the man.
Shot at you.
That's how you know you the man. They take shots at the man.
They'll take shots at you. So
I don't give a fuck what field you in. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. That's
you even say, did you see him taking shots at a guy who's on the bench?
Right.
Or he named somebody like, you see, he don't have no problems, right? He's out there getting his ass kicked. That's Dreb, man. That was Dreb. Rest in peace, man. T.R. said, I'm back. Thank you for clarifying, Kev, because I definitely misunderstood. Yeah, it's cool. That's why we get clarity. Ewok, you got to call back, man. I was just finna, man, I don't know. Ewok, he was on the line. Mama Jenkins, how you doing, my sister? She says, good evening, my Outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do. Welcome back, Dion. I'm ready to start getting that water together. We need to get started getting our water stored anyway. It's voting time. Yes, it is. That's why we had Michael Harper on here, who's running for county comptroller. If you didn't listen to the show Monday, you got to go back. That brother was on point. When somebody say vote for me, I want them to sound like him. Go ahead, Rail.
I know. I was just saying, all while he was talking, man, I be watching this Earn Your Leisure podcast, and they got this shit called The Vault. Okay. And it's this guy, Jason White, that be on there telling you how to get government contracts. And he just be saying, like, how you ain't got to be the person that paved the parking lot. You just got to get the contract with the government, see what they had, how much they had paid, and throw yours on the back end. And then you just find somebody who could do the work. So when dude was talking about black folks in Chicago that can handle, infrastructures like that, I'm like, damn, maybe I need to link up with dude and see if we can get these government contracts cracking, man. Shit.
Dropped a lot of jewels, man.
Yeah, he did.
Y'all got to go check it out. If you didn't watch it, go check it out. Ewok, you on the line. What's popping, man? RESPECT. What's going on?
Whoa, shit. Goddamn, motherfucker. What made dude go to the studio and say that shit? Whatever the fuck you said. Right. J-Bull, what the fuck made dude go to the studio and just say, oh, shit, goddamn, motherfucker?
And I had no idea.
Drugs, like Dion just said, drugs. Drugs. He was on that shit. He was on that shit.
Hey, that shit was slamming, though. That shit was on.
All right. What's on your mind, brother?
That shit was on fire, man. Not much, man. Just started to fuck with y'all, outlaw this shit up a little bit, a little taste of shit. You know what I'm saying? Get a little splash of this and a little splash of that, man. I'm out, man. Y'all go ahead and finish y'all show. I wanted to say, oh shit, goddamn, but you gave me the chance to do it.
All right. Well, fancy free and full loose, right?
Okay.
Jeff Craig said KB was a beast. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I was very talented at football. Trust me, I was. And like I said, if I don't have Dreb as a coach, I don't know because it was a lot to manage, and he did it. That's why I ended up coaching after I quit playing, just because he could have easily said, like, this motherfucker's crazy. Because I used to get in trouble. Like, I used to get in trouble in school. I had shit going on out of school, and I think a lot of the people in the school were saying, like, oh, here's another thug. Listen, my 30th class reunion is coming up, right? And people are asking me, am I going? And I'm saying, no. I was voted most likely to be institutionalized by age 30 and most likely to succeed by questionable means. Right? So, no, I'm not going. But yeah, man, Dreb definitely recognized that. As a sophomore, he seen it. I had a practice, and he came up to. They had me in JV. We had gold jerseys for JV and blue for varsity. And he grabbed me after the practice and was like, "Look, you after practice, you come in there and get a blue jersey. And for the next 3 years," and he said, "And stand by me. And for the next 3 years, you stand right by me." I was like, "I got you, Dreb. I got you, man." So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. And Jeff played with me, so he know, man. We used to knock heads, man. It was crazy. Armed Black Americans, my brother, who is also a sponsor of the show,
Peace.
otherwise known as Eagle Eye Shaw. Salute, family. How you doing, my brother? And my brother has firearm training classes. We got to put that in motion. I got to start sharing some of that stuff because it ain't enough to just have a gun. You got to get trained. You got to know what you're doing, baby. You got to know what you're doing. So shout out to him. We're going to promote that big, man. We're going to promote that big. Y'all know I'm a gun guy. But yeah, man, along the lines of respect, man, because I was thinking even more about this because people always say, if you show me your friends, I show you your future, right? And if you show me the people you hang around, I can usually tell you, you know, what's about to come, right? So when I deal with other people, in particular people who are close to me, how they address me is very key, right? The one thing we didn't do in my neighborhood, on my block, was bitch ass nigga. Shut your bitch ass up. Or you hoe ass nigga. You know, we didn't do that. If you said that to a brother on my block, it was about to be an issue. They would stop you and say, hold on, man. And I got some cousins right now who don't even rib. Like if you shoot a little joke when they walk up, like, oh man, look at this nigga's shoes, they'll stop you and say, hold on, man. I don't do that shit.
I don't know you, nigga.
Right. I don't, even if you know them, even if you know them, they say, bro, you know, I don't even get down like that, man. No. So the whole bitch ass nigga thing is, oh, well, he was just talking. Well, no, words mean something, right? It's like if I go in a place of business, I'm the customer. I expect you to treat me as such. There needs to be some respect in your approach as the person who pays your salary. So if you real shitty behind the counter, I don't want to spend my money there. I'm like, nah, ain't no motherfucker respect the customer. So I just look at, if you got a bunch of dudes around you who could just talk loose to you, oh man, shut your ass up. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Whoa, hold on.
I don't like that shit because see, what happens is people get serious. They be serious with you and they be using it in a playing sense.
Passive aggressive.
You know what I mean? And then here I am trying to figure out if they mean that shit or not.
Yes, that's the thing. Sneak dissing, Kamar. That's that. I'm saying it like it's a joke because I tell you what, when you leave and people are there, that individual didn't say, see how I be talking to that nigga, man, fuck dude. I don't fuck with dude. I fuck with him because y'all cool with him, right? And it'll be like, so you was acting like you playing, but you was really serious.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this discussion with a friend of mine recently. I heard what Dion just said about him going through these phases of going to prison and him coming home and making a lot of accomplishments. And I feel the same way. I feel like for all the things I've done in my life, for all the things I've stood on, all my accomplishments coming from where I came from, it demands respect. You gotta respect me. You can't point to a situation where you got slapped up, you got beat up. Well, unless you say when you fought 8 bouncers at the Empire Room, right? And a lot of people say you didn't even really get beat up. You was just fighting a lot of dudes. All of that stuff that I've done in my life, and not even about the fight stuff, turning myself around, making sure I got rid of the streets, going to get an education, making my mind up to be a responsible, accountable father, turning myself into a respectable citizen who's going to get up every morning and go out here and try to work and raise his family. All that shit deserves respect. So I can't allow somebody to talk to me in a certain way. You know what I mean? So I had this conversation, I had this situation with a friend of mine, and he wanted to dismiss it. Oh man, well, that's just how he talk. Well, not to me. Right. Maybe you accept that shit. I'm not cool with that shit. Well, he do that to everybody. First of all, he doesn't do it to everybody.
Hey, Kev, I tell you, we talking about respect again.
Yeah.
I tell everybody two ways to measure your self-love. One is the situations you allow yourself to be in, and two, how you allow people to treat you. Two measures of self-love right there.
You right? Yeah. And if you surround yourself with dudes who treat you a certain way and you blow it off and say, he don't mean nothing by it or whatever, that shows me you don't have discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, we get back to that word. That means you can't read a room. And you will go into a situation with this individual where it's a life type situation where maybe you're going out doing something with him or, riding with him or hanging with him. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get caught up in some of his bullshit.
Yeah.
So if we can't even talk to each other with respect, I'm not fucking with you. And it might be, and some dudes like to get off the fluid. So that's another thing. Some dudes, he was drunk. He was just da-da-da-da-da. All right, a couple times you might say that nigga was drunk. I ain't tripping. But there's a certain mannerism. There's a certain, man, I'm telling you, without going into this situation, a motherfucker get to talking super reckless. And because I don't wear all my labels on me, you might misread the situation, right? You really, and I've told this individual several times, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know. You better do some research, right? Like, not that I'm the toughest guy in the world, not that I'm some kind of Al Capone type dude, but I've always been an individual who I'm not allowing you to disrespect me. And like I said, my first choice is to remove myself from you. But in certain situations, like Kamar stated, sometimes you got to say, hey man, hold on. Let's hold on. Let me holler at you, right? I got this thing. My kids always make fun of me. They say when dad get ready to really, get serious and tell somebody something, he say man. So my kids make fun of me. They be like, say man. Because I will be like, say man, hold on, bro. Nah, man, I'm cool, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. And so, but once again, that's a reflection of how I feel about myself because I feel like I deserve respect. I don't feel like if somebody disrespect me, I say, oh, I deserve that shit. Oh, well, that's just how people treat. Fuck that.
Oh, shit.
We got to get some understanding here. I'm going to translate this. We're going to translate this and transfer it and transition it into us as people. Let me catch the chat room. Once again, the number is 262-202-5131. If you're just tuning in, it's Outlaw Radio on a Wednesday night. We're talking about respect. Something so very basic, but yet so complicated. If you want to think about it, maybe you just don't feel like thinking. Stay on the line. We're going to talk about some shit that don't require a whole lot of thinking too, because I think it's entertaining. Jeff Crape in the chat room, he said, KB walked on the field and said, I'm going to be on VAR. I think you were a freshman. I absolutely was, and it blows my mind that you remember that. The first day I went to practice, I went early. I went early. Freshmen weren't even supposed to report yet. And I went down on the field and said, it's like, oh, you want to practice? I said, I'm going to play VAR. Drip said, I don't understand. What do you mean? I said, I'm playing VAR. He was looking at me like, what? The rest is history, as they say. Man, Jeff, I got to pick your brain, man, because I want to know how much stuff you actually remember. I didn't think nobody remembered that shit. That was such a, it was just me. I just went up there and walked there, and they was all looking at me like, where the fuck this little freshman come from? Ernest said, freaky tail rail, what up? Jeff Crape said, didn't fly. Trigger words, facts. That's what I'm saying. All that bitch ass nigga, hoe ass nigga. Da-da-da. I ain't saying you can't joke around with me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's levels to it. Like Kamar said, there's all of a sudden I start to see purpose in the way you speak. I start to say it was something behind that. That was a little loaded. Ewok, now you done call back. You gonna say shit damn motherfucker again or what? What's popping?
Hell no, nigga. I done said that already. I got some more shit to say. Nah. Shit. Respect is earned, not given. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
First of all, yeah, respect is earned. It ain't given. You gotta earn it. You earn respect by the deeds you do and how you do what you do. Period. Point blank. Ain't no way around that shit, man. And as far as that, I don't play that nigga be talking about bitch boy, bitch nigga. I don't play that shit neither, man. Don't say that shit to me, man. I never did like that shit. And I know some couple of niggas who used to play that shit, calling each other bitches. No, man, you just, you don't do that, man. You just don't.
Yeah, it's a no, and it's a health hazard because, like I said, I still got family members that if you say that to them, it's gonna be a problem. They gonna say, "Hold on, man, you don't,
like a motherfucker.
Hey, man, you don't even know me like that, cuz. Cuz, hey, fam, get your man. Cuz, get your man, dog. What's
No
up with your
doubt.
guy?" And they'll tell me when hey, man, don't bring dude around me no more, man. I don't fuck with niggas like that, man. That nigga gonna have me back in the pen. You be like, all right, cuz. All right.
No doubt.
Because it's not something that it's not something that's
And as a
tolerable.
man, you should know better. If you built from the same type of cloth I'm man, you should even step into that play. That's just playing. You playing too much, dog. You ain't made like me. You don't get to just be calling me bitch and this bitch that. Nigga, that's what bitches call each other. They can get away with it. That guy ain't your bitch, nigga. Don't play with me the fuck like that.
Right. It's
no doubt. And I'm out.
There you go. Shout out to Ewok. Jeff said brothers didn't talk like that in my hood. We from the same neighborhood, so I'm telling you this is real. Armed Black Americans. Shout out to Eagle Eyes. He said, "Yeah, I don't laugh and joke with nobody, even family. I don't understand jokes." I'm telling you, I got a cousin right now. If he hopped in the car with you and you said, "What up, funny looking ass dude?" He'll say, "Hold on, cuz." That ain't how we talk to each other. You be like, "Relax, man." He'll be like, "Cuz you ain't never heard me real with nobody in my life. I don't do that. How you doing, brother?" You like, "What's up, man?" This is my cousin who's also did a stretch. So if we're sitting in a restaurant and you across the room looking at him, he's gonna go, "Say, man, do I know you from somewhere?" And I used to ask him, "Why you do that?" He's like, "Cause in prison, if somebody doing that to you, it means something. And you got to get that straightened out right away." Sorry, cuz I've never been to prison, right? I didn't know. Jeff said, "Ask anybody from the area, the doctor on point. They sneaking in to test the waters." Yeah, and see what he talking about.
Yeah.
Drunk mind speaks a
See
sober
how
soul.
far they could go with you.
Yeah, I want to see, right? I want to see. And that's what I'm saying when that whole thing, oh, he talked to everybody like that. No, he don't, or he would have been gone. He'd have been gone. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Respect or loyalty." I chose respect over loyalty. Because we start using words like loyalty, because that eventually is going to come in. I feel like brothers who really have respect for themselves and others, loyalty is one of those built-in kind of qualities too, because real recognizes real. So like I stated, if I know you a good dude, right, there's no reason for me to betray you, right? So if I know you a good dude, we done been square with each other, and the opportunity comes up where I can fuck you over, the first thing I'm gonna say is, "Man, I ain't even finna do that to bruh, man. Dude is a good dude, man. I ain't finna do that." That in itself is loyalty, right? But I'm not loyal to somebody who has no sense of loyalty. If I know you will fuck over an artist, I have no reason to be loyal to you. And I tell you,
sometimes your loyalty can be the reason for respect.
Sometimes, right? Why am I loyal to you? Because I respect you, brother. That's why.
Yeah. Or why do you respect me? Because I'm loyal to you.
Right. We don't know as black men. One of our problems is articulation. A lot of times we don't know how to articulate to each other, right? We don't even know how to say, "Hey, brother, you ain't got to," it turns into motherfucker, say that shit again. Like instead of saying, "Hey man, hold on with that, bro. Hey man, you do what you do with your people, bro. I just don't get down like that."
Right.
We'll take it all the way to the mattresses right away. Like, nigga, it's about to be gunplay up in this motherfucker. You like, damn. How could it all be so simple, right? Like, shit. All these crime in Milwaukee, murder in Milwaukee. I'm still saying to y'all, the people who are in positions of power in this city, people who are elected officials, still have not come up with a solution for our lack of public safety. I didn't want to do this, but I started to put some of the murders that occur into the People's News Network. And there's one in particular that I put in there today about a shooting, if you will, in which an individual was sitting in his car. He went to the park and go smoke his weed. Some dudes came up like, man, you got weed? He's like, yeah, I got a little bit. Well, sell us some. No. And they turned around and shot him. Right.
They was gonna do that anyway.
They?
I feel
Okay.
like even if, you know what I mean, no matter what he said, they was on bullshit.
True. This is true.
Don't nobody walk up on nobody and ask them that they don't know and ask them about some weed.
Sometimes
they smoking it. Yeah, that don't happen like that. It didn't shoot them.
It's just like the dudes who be outside the gas station like,
it didn't shoot them.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't.
I'm just saying. This is why I feel like they was on bullshit. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Nobody go walk up. Because you smoking some weed. Hey, you got some weed to sell? No, I ain't got none. Pow, nigga. Nah, man. They was on bullshit at the beginning. I feel like.
Off top, they was, but this individual, I don't know why he thought it was sweet to go somewhere randomly and park and just and once again, this is the corporate mainstream media, and it's pertaining to foundational Black Americans, so we don't know what the fuck happened.
Hey, and Kerry, but you know what? We should be able to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I done been parked somewhere in a random spot and smoking in my car. You know what I mean? And not saying that was right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying we should be able to do that, man. That shit suck. And like them niggas got balls to walk up on a nigga car who's smoking weed.
Right.
Because you got to think more 9 times out of 10, a nigga sitting in his car smoking weed, they probably strapped.
If that's where he's at, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's his lifestyle, right?
So like them niggas had to have balls to do that.
Wasn't no respect in that situation. I tell you that.
They was ready to shoot anyway. That's what they was there for.
There was another one where an individual was driving and was shot, and he crashed his car, and died after the car was crashed. Like, it's so I'm not here to sit and go over each murder or each shooting that has occurred in our city, but it's happening. Like even with that situation, Kamar. The fact of the matter was, we might not know nothing else, but we know one thing: this brother got shot in his back.
Right.
That's what we know.
Right.
And so the city is not a safe place. Now, I want to remind y'all of something. How many times have you seen, whether it's our current mayor or our previous mayor, when someone's murdered or multiple people are murdered, have this press conference with the same individual standing behind him? And he promised this same anti-violence initiative that's supposed to be broad and wide sweeping, and we got to get the community involved. This shit has never happened. It's never happened. Well, we had an Office of Violence Prevention that basically was ineffective and mismanaged. Shout out to the people who were there putting in the work on the front lines. It's not a reflection of you. Structurally, fundamentally, strategically, this was obviously failed. It obviously failed. And then we find out that there was even some financial kind of mismanagement in which millions were sitting there and it wasn't being utilized. Now you changed the whole office into some other shit that I don't even know the damn name for, which it's all held up.
Nobody knows.
Right.
It's a secret.
That shit ain't doing nothing either. Meanwhile, people are losing their lives. It's important that we remember these things. When those dates hit, it's important for us to remember this crazy tax hike. It's important for us to remember the conditions and stipulations that came with it that kind of got at equality and empowerment for us. I like the point that my brother made the other night when he talked about this money that's supposed to be allocated to helping people of color, but there's also legislation that says none of this money can be utilized to assist with DEI efforts. Well, how are you going to have money allocated to people of color if you can't involve anything with DEI? Like, it makes no sense. Let's remember this stuff when it comes to voting. Have a really good memory. Maybe you won't be so quick to just check off a name, right? That's why we got to remember my brother Michael Harper's name. You go into that booth, you got to remember his name so you can vote for him. I was supposed to have Chairman Spencer on tonight because we know right now the Journal Sentinel is in the midst of really just trying to create some shit to support a non-black candidate, but he was feeling a little under the weather, so he'll be in when we can get him in. So shout out to Tierman Spencer, prayers up. I hope you are okay, my brother. So yeah, man, respect, man. Like I said, as a people, when they look at us, if you hear the conversations from those outside of our community, they're critical of every aspect of our life. And I don't expect them to understand us, and I don't give a fuck about their opinion. But their disrespect or lack of respect for us translates into legislative issues. It results in our communities being underserved, even up to the point now where they look at our community and say, they don't want that real estate. They don't want those prime neighborhoods. Let's go in there and take that shit from them. Those niggas don't know what to do with it. And they don't expect us to be able to resist it at all. That is a lack of respect. So what do black people have to do to get some respect? There's many different opinions. But I think it all stems with solidarity. Usually if you see a group of people who are on a united front and you know you just can't do anything to them or it's going to be repercussions, it kind of dulls your aggressiveness towards them. Right now, they know they can come in and hit us and get out and we ain't going to do nothing. You know, we might burn a few buildings, which I'm not totally against. We might march, but what we really going to do? We're not going to bring the economy to a standstill. You know, we're still going to have a dependence on them. We're still on that tit, right? We can't jump too bad. You motherfucker, we energies hit that goddamn lever. Shit, real, you know how this is. With that power outage hit your ass, it's like, woo, I never thought of how many things in my house actually required electricity.
Nah, it reminded me of why I need to grab my ass a generator too, man.
There you go.
Just to keep on deck, man. That shit wasn't cool at all.
Some people don't even know what a generator is. They'll say the one on my car. Nah. Jeff Crape, what it do, man? I see you on the line. What's popping with you tonight, my brother?
Hey, what's up, boss, man? First, check the cash out later, but I got a question, man, on what you just said, man. I would love for any one of you three brothers to chime in on this, man. That, man, you kind of spoke on gentrification, man, of, you know, when people look at a neighborhood and they're like, man, you know, they don't take care of it, and, you know, so them come in and buy it. So what I'm asking, man, is, do you understand that that's kind of our fault? And I really want to hear what you brothers got to say about that, because, man, it's somebody who sees value in something you didn't value. Man, when you drive around and you see these houses that were built, you know, in the 20s and 30s, and, you know, that was that hard work, these big ass houses and everything. And then, you know, the person goes, rent it out, whatever, a motherfucker run down the whole neighborhood. But then you get somebody who says, man, this is prime real estate. Let me go buy this one, this one, this one, this one. Man, you can say you drove people out that neighborhood of raising taxes and all that. But how should that evolution happen, man? What should happen? That's literally what I'm asking. Okay. What should happen in that situation?
So first of all, and I'm gonna speak from Milwaukee, and brothers, I'm not trying to cut y'all off, but I think my answer for this is very poignant. If I look at the city of Milwaukee, right, between 1978 and 1982, when over 175,000 manufacturing jobs were lost, and that hit our community harder than anyone, and you saddled that with a fake ass war on drugs in Colombia, in which the crack epidemic takes hold, right? So you remove the ability to take care of yourself economically, and then you saddle the community with something that causes total and utter chaos, right? So once that comes in, yeah, you don't have the ability. The neighborhood is not regenerating itself with new owners. The neighborhood is not able to keep up the conditions of it that it was able to prior to that. Now you look at our neighborhood in particular, Jeff. You know, when we were young, that was a immaculate neighborhood. It was well kept, right? But all of those people had access to viable incomes. They had good jobs. Okay. They had businesses. They were able to maintain. Their kids were heavily hit by the crack epidemic. A lot of the dope fiends that I knew
Pause, boss.
were just hold on,
Were
but
you?
they were well. Hold on, let me finish.
All right,
Those individuals were just a generation above me, and those were it hit them hard. If you was young and partying in the 70s, the 80s smacked you upside your head. Now me,
okay,
I wasn't hit by that. I wasn't hit by that, right? And I could say one of the reasons that I'm no longer over there is because of, it's not really because of the crack epidemic or anything like that. It's just because of some of the decisions that my mom and dad made financially for their home. After they were gone, they came back into fruition. But a lot of people are not able in Milwaukee right now to financially just say, well, I'm going to go and purchase a home like our parents were able to, because our parents had access to income. I think that plays a major part in it. And so also you look at, while we were there, the stereotype is once a black person moves into the neighborhood, the property value goes down. So the property values went down. Now they're going up because they want you to leave, right? So
no, hold up, boss. I got to pause there. See, when you say they want you to leave. So what's making the property values go up, and what made them go down in the first place?
Once again, if you understand the practice of redlining, and if you understand why there was white flight in the first place, is because white people were told. Once they were told, hold on, Kamar. Once they were told, hey, a nigger just moved in, our property values are going to go down. So they left, right? Okay, that's the first thing. Now you're saying what's making them go up now? It's a mixture between the emergence of gentrification, but it's also this city, once again, because that financial infrastructure is not there, tax revenue is not what it was then. So what do? You increase the taxes on people who can't afford it. And if I can't afford it, I got to get the fuck up out. I don't know. Go ahead, Kamar. Maybe you got a piece on this too.
I was just gonna say I think he was saying, he asked, I ain't disagreeing with what you said.
That's cool.
But he asked what do we think is making the value go up?
That's what I just said.
I think it's just them saying that they want to come back close to downtown. Pfizer Forum, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They want to be close to that. So it is going up because that's where they want to be. It's like supply and demand, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If everybody wants CMOS, the price of CMOS start going up. If everybody want a house in this certain area, the prices of the land in this area go up.
Right. Okay.
I think it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? They just want to be there.
I mean, I hear that. I really wanted to just hear another perspective on it, because, you know, I'm going through the same thing right now, but on a different avenue, man. I'm going to say it's just a different level, you know, that, you know, when I moved to Houston, I moved to a suburb, bro. And when I moved to the suburb, I moved in the middle of the sticks. Like it was country. There was no street lights and everything. But now it's a hot area. And you know what's happening right now is that, you know, all the people who lived here who are homeowners, man, what they did is, oh shit, you know, I got my property value went up $100,000, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna rent it out and go and get this money and go do this. But here's the thing, and it's not a knock. I'm just saying what it is, right? So now I get neighbors who, we're deed restricted. They don't care if their grass is cut and everything. And it's like, hey, bro, why don't you go ahead and cut your grass? Because at the end of the day, bro, if I want to sell mine tomorrow, that's going to affect me, you know. And you can't get a community where I'm at now to understand that. And the one thing that I'm getting to see from this is the diversity of my community. You know, I have a neighbor that's Nigerian. I have a neighbor that's African. Not African. Indian. I have a neighbor that's Asian. And it's a good mixture going on. But the thing is, it's like when a person doesn't maintain their property, when they don't see value in their home, bro, how do you handle that then? That's what I'm saying, that there's a lot of personal responsibility that comes in that too. And I cannot discount what you're saying. I'm not arguing with you, bro. I'm literally looking for a perspective that, well, I left Milwaukee, bro, because I needed a better place for me to raise my family. I didn't want those struggles. But that's what I'm trying to get a better understanding when we talk about gentrification. That you know, you see it all across the country, and I'm not
Jeff,
in the community the way you guys are. I'm just trying to understand.
I would ask you this question, right? I would ask you, in your neighborhood as a homeowner, and you have been there, how unified are you with other homeowners in the area who have been there? Because I think the first thing you have to do is establish a community association. And
do you want me to answer that question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bro, where I live is my community, bro. My neighbor, no matter who they are, is my neighbor. We got to have some similar, we don't have to, but I want to have some similar beliefs. I want us to understand we don't see each other, dude. We got to police our own things. I don't want my car stolen. Bro, I had a motherfucker steal my grill. I'm a fat dude, bro. You understand me? I had a dude steal my grill 4 months ago from my yard. I mean, it's one of those things that you want a sense of community, bro, and you want to try to establish that with whatever people you're working with. You know, I grew up in a neighborhood that was mostly black. And in my neighborhood, I could pick out the 2 Caucasian houses on my block, and them 2 motherfuckers were so goddamn racist. My dad used to try to send me to cut a woman's grass, and she
especially that
damn near
old,
cussed my ass out.
That old white man at the top of 16th, his shit was horrible. I used to deliver newspapers.
You feel me, right?
Yeah.
So fact.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying from the perspective.
But I'm still asking you, Jeff. I'm still saying, have you gotten together with your neighbors and said, listen, we have to protect our community, so we're going to formulate a block club or a neighborhood association, and everybody's going to be held to a standard. And so, when things are not done, like your yard is not upkept, and that kind of people come to you, we send you a letter that say, you know, if you need some help with your yard, we're willing to do so, but we need for you to take care of this.
Boss, let me put it to a new level of first world problems, though. Like I said, we're de-restricted. I don't know if that, but when I say we're de-restricted, we have an HOA, we have a homeowners association that, man, bro, when you don't do something, you're supposed to get fined. But it's systematic how they do it, though, bro. It's systematic of who they pick, man. People can have fucked up grasses because they know that person. They don't say shit about it. My neighbor, Trevor, cuts the lady's grass next door because she won't cut her shit. I mean, and we have to do that. But, bro, there's only so much you can do. Again, those are different suburban type problems. But the level and the issue is still the same. That goes down to the hood with gentrification to where my neighborhood is being gentrified right now just because they're building $1 million homes around my $300,000 house. You understand what I'm saying? That's the same shit's happening, just on a different level.
I think the answer is always organize, organize, organize. And if there's somebody who's in charge of this and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, then their ass needs to be called to the forefront. But it's strength in numbers, it's strength in unity. If you can tell me to get the fuck out your yard, but it's gonna be harder to tell 25 or 30 of us that, you know, unless you pull that thing out and go to shooting, then you ain't, you know. But that's different. That's a different conversation. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the expert, but I would think I just know in our neighborhood growing up, my father and the rest of the men in the neighborhood was kind of like a committee. And so there was an expectation for you to have your grass cut and your snow shoveled and this kind of thing. And if you did,
you did that shit too. You
we had to do
doing
it,
it,
right? So, but if it wasn't done, somebody would say something to you. One of the older men would say, "Hey, you need some help with your grass."
Problem now is times changed.
True.
You know what I mean? And you can't really get at young people like that because they disrespectful. You know what I mean? They willing to shoot quicker than people was willing to shoot back then. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot different now.
I'm gonna get off y'all podcast. I'm gonna say this though, man. The other thing, what y'all talking about before about respect, you know, it's one of those things that when you grew up, man, like Kev, you said something that it shouldn't have to be spoken. That I hate to even say, like, even as black men, when we're in our 40s and 50s, bro, the respect is demanded. You don't to get to our age from where we came from. You're not going to deal with no pettiness, dog. You're not going to walk up and call me a bitch, bro. I think the doctor said that respect is earned. No, sir. Respect is taken. If you don't give it to me, I'm going to show you. That's just what it is. You got to stand on something.
Man, there's a lot of people in prison that felt like that.
There's a lot of people in the grave that felt like that.
Bro, I hear that, but that's the company you keep too. Like it's this simple. If you got to go to a place, you got to go to you have to have a gun. You don't go to that place.
I agree.
I look at it this way, man. When people are popping off at the mouth, and I learned this because I'm old now, bro, and I broke my right hand 6 times. Kev got more stories than me. You don't know I know some of them stories, but that's cool. We're going to keep moving when I say this, though. It's one of those things. If you get a room full of tough guys, ain't going to be no problem. It's the dude who don't know who he is or who's insecure. He got something to prove to somebody for some reason. He going to be that problem. At the end of the day, people who walk the walk, bro, they don't want that. They don't want none of that violence. They want peace. They want to go to a place that's peaceful. When they go out, when they go in public, you want peace. When you're out with your family and everything, you want peace. You want the shit to be easy. Nobody wants violence.
Yeah, don't nobody want no problems. Don't nobody want no trouble.
Right.
So,
Really?
so bros, I'm out, man. Y'all enjoy that. I wanted to say that real quick.
My brother, peace, man. Peace, Jeff. And you're right. I don't know what you remember because you just surprised me with a couple stories. I'm like, man, I got to pick his brain. I got to see exactly what he remembers. It's a lot, but it's a lot. But I'm gonna have to chop it up with you one day.
We grew up in the same hood, bro.
Yeah.
So all right,
all right, man. I got Juice Lady in the building. Finally, how you doing, Juice Lady? What's going on?
That time out finally, and I'm only here for a short time, but it's gonna be a good time. Got a little date, so I got to go.
You should have just went on the date. Why did you?
Courtney, you've been having a lot of dates lately.
Okay, so I'm dating this guy, and I told him I want to go on a date every week. So every week I get a date.
Well, you got to get a date on. Tell him to pick Outlaw Radio Day.
I know, right? Look,
or just go on the date. Don't come on the show and be like, hey, I am only going to be here 10 minutes. I'm going to go.
This is spare before I left the crib. So I'm like, hold on, let me go hop on real quick, say hello. So they can be like, hey, Chris.
You ain't the only one who go on dates either.
Oh, shit. Kamar said, I don't do date nights on Outlaw Radio night.
We go on dates too over here. You know what I'm saying?
Look, okay, I'll make sure these dates, I already switched my Spanish class so it ain't on Monday and Wednesday. And now I'm out here dating. So look, I'm gonna make sure I free that. This will be last time, Outlaws. Last time. What the fuck?
You earned that one.
Oh my god.
I also have Sean Moore in here. Sean is if you don't know, he started his own. Are you done eating your spaghetti now? You muted. You're muted. Before you get smart, you muted. Unmute. It's funny when somebody try to get smart on mute, right? They be like,
you gotta come and try it again.
Right. What you say?
Same energy.
What's up, Sean?
That. What? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, man. Take that Sega Genesis ass headset off, man. Why you keep coming on with that shit on?
Hey, Courtney.
Like you playing Call of Duty or some shit.
How you doing, Professor Real, Dr. Carter? And I ain't, man, what the fuck ever, KB?
Look, you just downloaded that sound.
Hey, you know what, Courtney? I was being nice. I'm done being nice to you right now. So I don't want to talk to you right now. I got an issue with you that I want to talk about on this show right here.
Oh wow! Why you bring it up if you ain't gonna talk?
Right, who you talking to though?
I'm talking to you, Courtney.
Oh.
You. Hold on. You.
Oh, my way. Oh.
Well, if you ain't gonna talk about it, then why you bring the shit up?
It's buzzer, Kev. You got that new sound. Hit it. Use it right now.
There you go. That's for you, Sean.
Hey, KB, don't forget you family, bro.
What do that mean? If I don't know what you talking about,
give her a buzz there. Buzz her for me then, bro.
She got one already for talking about she doing date night.
Just because.
She doing date night on Outlaw Radio night and came on to tell us about it. Aha, you lonely motherfuckers! I'm going out tonight. Right? You right though, Sean. There you go, Courtney. There you go.
While y'all sit here on the talk show and save the world, I'm going on a date.
I'll be somewhere shaking my ass, right? Grinding on the dance floor.
Right.
Stop it. Right. Oh my God. What's on your mind, Sean? What's going on? People been.
Hey, Courtney, you know not to tell no group of niggas you going on a date.
I know, right?
You gonna get the
Sean, you got your own show. You've been. I've heard Dion has said where Sean at. People that said where Sean.
I'm here.
So you like you did JT on the 5 Heartbeats. I'm going solo. I want to announce my new album.
About solo, man.
Falcon in the 5.
it wasn't about solo. You know, like I told y'all when I was about to start it, y'all inspired me to really go for my own. I've been talking about it, thinking about it. I had bought the equipment, right? I just never implemented it. And you know, shit, we have. It's working out so far. So yeah, shit, you know. I still would like my guest spot though. Well,
Sean said, fuck that. I'm a star. You niggas holding me back.
Exactly.
No, never that, man. Never that. You know, I just believe that, you know, honestly, right?
I'm fucking with you, man.
You know, I just believe that the more outlets that we have that focus on us, we can start to implement shit that matters to us.
Black media.
We can discuss stuff that matters to us. So yeah.
Like
no,
that.
I commend you. I'm just fucking with you.
You know, I was trying to, you know, shine a spotlight on some people. You know, some people said they was gonna come. They, you know, ain't came yet. But you know, we ain't gonna talk about Courtney like that.
Damn, I was definitely else.
You know, that's okay though. You know, you know, other people have picked up the slack that you know, since she dating and shit.
Whoa.
She ain't got time for the little people.
Don't forget I'm in school too now. Y'all know school.
I'm in school too, so you know I can I can do more than walk and chew gum. Are you saying that you can't?
In-house bay. That's different when you got an in-house bay when you trying to meet a bay. It's different. You trying to do school.
Man, listen,
everybody trying to hear that shit. You trying to be wiped up now because it's winter and shit. Then you gonna drop them soon as you get. Look here, bro. I'm letting you know now. She's only using you for the winter months.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Sean, that sound a little like a little lightweight hating though. It sound like you hate.
Just a little bit.
Okay. That just, you know, sound like you hating a little bit. Sound like you hating a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest about it.
Man, check this out. Sean, I want you to get into why you here tonight, but I want to say, let me see. Armed Black American says that's a part of our problem in our community, because if you don't know, if you're just tuning in, it's Outlaw Radio. Respect. So respect was the theme, and we've discussed respect, you know, a bunch of different ways. Respect for self, respect on, you know, earning versus or taking, that Jeff said, or people who are crusading for a bunch of different parts of that. But so that's the conversation. And Armed Black American said that's a part of the problem in our community. They made us hate each other. They made us not respect each other. He said, Kev, you are 100% right about why the taxes go up. Ewok called me Dr. Phil. Did you just call me Dr. Phil, Ewok? If you did, I'm gonna have to see that. Dion said, tell Sean I said, what up?
What's up, homie?
Well, it's time for me to get out of here, guys.
All right, see you later.
Warmed up.
Right.
See you later.
Go.
See you later.
Hey, man.
See you later. Talk to you later.
Thank you for nothing, Courtney.
And
everybody acting tonight. See, this one. All right.
There you go. Deuces.
Oh, brothers.
Twice.
Peace. Be your own people. Have a good time. Have a good time.
Enjoy your date, Courtney. I hope that you
this shit better work.
Colonel goes down.
Better work.
Better work. I mean, we've been dating for a little minute now. It's all right.
Yeah, it better work.
We gonna see y'all, and if it don't, talk
Turn
about
on some R. Kelly and kick back, right?
Wait a minute. What?
Uh-oh.
I ain't gonna do. I'm not going there.
I still listen to R. Kelly. Fuck what y'all talking about. I
thought you was talking about the videotape.
She was raised in Illinois, right outside Chicago. That shit still hit hard than a motherfucker.
Yeah, download that right now. That was good.
That shit hit, boy.
Yeah.
Some of the best cooking you ever had.
Man, bye, y'all.
All right, Courtney. All right. Oh man, Capo of the Streets in the building, man. Shout out to Jeff. He just hit the Cash App. Listen, Jeff, I got some stuff. I'm gonna get you together. I'm gonna send you some apparel so you can rep us in the Lone Star State, man. Yeah, I got you, Jeff. I got you. Anybody else who want to hit that Cash App, that's at the bottom of the screen. That's fine too. If you want to support the platform, and like I said, if you want apparel, I can still do the hoodies and the t-shirts and all that stuff. I'm an octopus. I got 8 arms and they all moving at the same time. So, but hit me. That's what it's about. Sean, what's going on? How's the podcast going? What you got planned? You here now. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Podcast is actually going better than I anticipated. You know, a lot of positive feedback. I haven't had a lot of haters speak up yet, which I really would like to hear from them because they're just gonna make me better.
Okay.
You know, I need my detractors. I need people that want me to lose. I do.
Okay.
But you know, it's moving, man. You know, I'm planning a podcast for podcasters so that we can, you know, I'm gonna be inviting y'all to come on the show so we can just chop it up. Yeah, so podcast going well.
Have you had a guest yet that's been kind of like the asshole that you've been on my show, so you know what I have to deal with now? Have you gained that understanding? Like, this is what the fuck KB was be talking about.
Well, you was by the house the other day.
Well, I wasn't on the podcast though.
You talking about on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm talking about on the podcast.
Not in the same vicinity.
Somebody show up eating a Big Mac or a fish fillet sandwich while you talking, or smoking a cigarette outside.
You know, yesterday, you know, a bunch of the brothers came by and they were throwing darts and shit in the game room, but you know, it's the game room.
Well,
you know
so
That's what you're supposed to do.
You still ain't encountered it yet. I can't wait. I'm waiting on that. I need you to get this.
No, see the thing about that, right? What I've learned from you, right, is to quickly mute someone, or kick them out the game room. Get the fuck out the house.
Oh, okay.
You know, when it's your stuff, you know, you showed me that when it's yours, you can like, hey, you got to go type shit, right? Or shut up for the next 5 minutes type shit. You know,
this is true.
Yeah, you do that very well.
Yeah, because I will mute a motherfucker. I will.
Yes,
I ain't like that.
I know. I'm the example.
If I don't just take you off, period. Like, let's move on.
I believe that has happened also.
Not just to you though. I don't want you to think you're the only person.
Well, I think I've covered that spectrum.
No, I spread my assholeness around equally. Everybody,
that you do.
Right? Everybody
that
can. It's not just you. It's not just one person.
That you do. You're very well at spreading it equally too.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got to be good at something. But so let's get now this podcast you trying to create. Like, talk about this. You said you want to do a podcast for podcasters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't want to do a podcast. I want to have a show for podcasters, right? Bring podcasters on, bring people that have relevant information for our community that sometimes the people that may listen to me don't get to hear from y'all, right? You know, some of the people in my audience aren't the people in your audience, and vice versa, right? But we need to grow those audiences so that we can continue to disseminate this information.
Yeah, one of the things that I've to me, what's been the hardest thing is getting other content creators, if you will, to come on to your platform.
It's hard
because I think a lot of them are like, well, I'm not gonna go over there and do his because I got my own, or I'm not gonna be a guest when I can be the host. Like, people don't. I haven't really picked up on a collaborative spirit in Milwaukee with this kind of stuff. I will shout out to Ticey Godsey and Samantha Collier, who brought us on to the Call to Action podcast, but nobody else has reached out to us collective. We've had people say, I want to bring y'all on, but they don't. And I don't know if that's scared. They scared that I'm gonna come in and do what I do on the microphone, or if they just like, I'm just not fucking with them dudes. But you know, and Ticey and Samantha will be on here pretty soon. But I would definitely think if you're gonna do this, we need to find some sisters who are of that ilk like those two and bring them on as well.
I would love it. I would love it, man. You know, shit. And we got the space. We're in the game room, so come down and kick it. You know, if they need a formal invitation, we have that. But Thursdays is hey, come through. You want to chop it up, chop it up. If you just want to come through and kick it, you ain't got to be on camera, right? We want to provide a space where we can come through and build even when we not on the podcast.
There you go. Hey, it's an ambitious idea. Jeff says, I'm confused on why podcasters don't jump on their peers' work. Well, they do in other places. Like, I'm in the podverse, right? So I watch YouTube, and there's a lot of collaboration between certain content creators in certain areas. In Milwaukee, though, it's just like everything else. It's not. It's really a city of silos. Yeah. And Kamar, you know this to be true. I've reached out to several platforms here and said, "Come on, let's do this. Let's talk. And it's nothing. It's we ain't fucking with y'all. Now, that's not to say we haven't reached out to a gang of people who have come on. Like, shout out to everybody who's actually been on. But I've even encountered a situation where I brought some people onto my shit and I never got invited to theirs. Right? So normally I don't invite your ass back. Right? So
that buzzer.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. So I'm open to it though, because I rock my mic the way I rock my mic. I'm cool.
Hey, can I have another bone to pick with somebody? Hey, Ray, I got a bone to pick with you too. Because I wanted you to come on and talk about your wine. You know, I drunk your wine. We drunk the wine. But I want you to come on and talk about the wine and how you make your wine and how easy others can make their wine. Yeah, you know, and promote your shit. You know, if I have to send you a formal invitation, I will. But I don't believe family needs invites.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I gotta get this wine done.
My man.
You know, so that I can have something to talk about.
My man. Well, no, see, you got a lot to talk about, brother. That we're not gonna play you short. You're very informed, very intellectual. So you got a lot to talk about. The topic got to come up and you can cover it. So we ain't gonna do that.
Okay, yeah. For sure.
Witch doctor, you know, you got all this. You know what, man? You family. So yeah, if I gotta tell you anything, bro, we gonna have a problem, bull.
Hey, you gotta tell me where it's at. Like where
I give you the address. I ain't got a problem with that.
Right.
I don't know how much this borderlines poaching. I don't know, I don't know if we, I don't feel like nobody has to dig a hole in my yard, right? Like, it's cool. And the outlaws are the outlaws, right? We all have a lot of things going on, but I just, I give you credit. At least he didn't do it behind my back. It's like, no, I came on your show, and and
so you was just at the house. They don't get an opportunity to come to the house.
Well, once again,
the only reason you weren't in the studio is because you on a cane, and I wasn't going, like pull you up the stairs or pull you down the stairs because I can't lift.
Here's the funny part.
I'd have to grab you by
here's the funny part that I meant to tell you, and I meant to tell the homie as well. I can walk without my cane. Oh. I keep it with me because I'm not the type of person that want to have no mishap. If I can prevent falling, I will. I go up in my studio is in the basement, right? Kamar, we went to the Sherman Phoenix. Where was the podcast at?
Upstairs.
It was in the basement.
Why you had me bring all the stuff upstairs?
It was in the basement.
You came downstairs, bro.
No, not when we did our podcast from there. I'm talking about when we were on the call.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Tone Deaf Studio is in the basement. I went down the stairs. I was sitting there laughing to myself because I'm a cynical asshole like that. Like, he brought all the shit up here. Not once did they say, "Hey, Kev, you want to come down the stairs?" So I just sat there and just chill. Like, I watched the game.
Man. That's Mick always trying to be reasonable and nice and shit.
Yeah. If he has a rail, on the
I ain't no
wall,
rails, bro.
Well, I mean, no, I have. Most houses have rails on the
bumper bowl.
Okay, well, I mean, then you got what you got.
Bowling.
You got what you got. Then I had a good time. I had a good time watching the game. I was chilling. I felt no reason to say, "Hey, let's go in the basement," and I thought it was funny. I love the fact that people think that I can't walk. It's funny. I love the fact that people think he can't walk without that cane. It's really comical.
I was trying to be nice.
You don't have to be nice to me.
You ain't got to worry about it no more.
Well, you haven't been to this point, so why the fuck would you pick that day? You've never been nice to me at all. So
I was trying to show growth.
No, you still short. There's no growth.
All right. Now you sound like Mike and Mariah and them and all of them, and Yeah. So
did you get the article I emailed you?
No.
I gotta try. I think you gave me the wrong your email. You have the longest email address in the history of niggerdom. I'm telling you.
What I give it? Did
you gave me a MATC joint? I think I sent it to GMAC because I'm like, this is the longest email address.
Just send it to the couple, man. Damn, man.
I used to work for MATC, and my email address wasn't that long. Jeff said, "What's up with the cane?" Jeff, I had spinal fusion surgery. My spine was my spinal cord was fucked up, right? And so now I walk with my cane because I'm not I look like on some ice walking around falling. I'm not going back through that shit again. So I went somewhere today and I pulled up and I was driving my wife's truck and I forgot. I looked, I said, I don't got my cane. So I just went in the store and got what I needed and came back out. You know, God is good. I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I don't trip. I don't trip at all. Literally, I don't trip because I have my cane with me.
That's funny.
He said I had 4 back surgeries. Last was a double fusion. Damn.
Both of y'all bionic.
Man, I sure got titanium. Like my spinal cord was pressed together for a long time, damn near about to be pinched. So I'm happy to even be able to stand up. That's why when somebody make a joke about it, I just laugh. Like, motherfucker, you lucky I ain't in a wheelchair. I'm lucky that I'm not in a wheelchair. I wouldn't even been able to get in the house to help y'all at all. If I was like, you ain't got no ramp, Mick. Y'all had to pick my big ass up out the chair.
I wasn't gonna pick you up. I would have probably, grabbed an ankle or something and slid you down the stairs. But I wasn't picking your big ass up. That ain't happening, boss.
I am not coming on your show if you slide me down the steps. I'm be like, you gonna have to take me the fuck back up. Nigga slid me down the stairs. Yeah, the shit. See, with friends like these,
being honest,
man.
bro. I'm being honest.
There's no need for enemies. I wouldn't have never even showed up. I'd have been like, I'm gonna have to help you virtually.
So,
Mama Jenkins says, "Speak truth. I can't walk either."
Hey, Mama.
Yeah, I mean, I can though, and that's the beautiful. My son looked at me one day because once again we pulled up to the store. I said, "Damn, I forgot my cane," and walked in the store, and he was looking at me. I said, "What's wrong with you?" He was like, "You don't got your cane." I said, "Kevin, I walk around I don't use my cane in the house. I walk around the house all day long like it ain't nothing, like nothing ever happened." So it's funny, man. It's funny. But Jeff, he said 3 knee surgeries, 2 complete rotator cuff repairs, 2 ankle surgeries, 1 wrist surgery. I love judo.
Jeff is like that little doll that them kids be having, always got to sew them back up and stuff the shit back in them and stuff.
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Yeah, Jeff.
I was gonna say more like
here, homie. That's all that matters. You're still here.
Man. Hey, man.
So listen, man.
Life is life, man. You deal with what you deal with what comes your way, man. Take lemons and you make lemonade. So
I want to talk about the show Sunday, right? We're doing a special show Sunday. A lot of people ain't gonna understand it, but the date is 2/4/24. Right,
2/4/24. Okay,
yeah, and 40 years ago, our friend was killed in the city jail. People talk about George Floyd and all these other people around the country that have been murdered by police, and we've had several here. But I think Eric's death impacted Milwaukee more than any death that our city has went through, because it impact. I know for a fact that the young Black teens, children in Milwaukee were impacted by Eric's death, and many still are.
Okay.
So Sunday, we don't want to relive what happened, but we want to share different point of views of what took place, why it took place, and share some of the success stories off of Capitol Drive, off of 24th Street, from that community, which didn't just give us didn't just birth us, but raised us and trained us to be the men that we are. And there's a lot of young men from that neighborhood that have overcome adversity, and I believe Eric would be proud of. Third Sunday, Toby gonna stop through. Well, Ed, y'all know him as Ed. He's getting another award tomorrow, being recognized by the city of Milwaukee, off of Franklin. Lorenzo, Skrilla, Cuckoo gonna be on the show. I think a lot of people are gonna be pleasantly surprised at the transformation. After they lost their son, his stepson, Day-Day's son, it affected him in a positive way. And I want to highlight his comeback. Let him share what he's doing now, what his plans for the future are. We got some young musicians that will be sharing some of their music, and we just go sit back, man, share some history, talk about the Capital Drive Collective that I want to start, which is young men and women, young entrepreneurs, older entrepreneurs from that neighborhood that are making strides to not just change their situation, but change the city. So yeah, Sunday, man, y'all join us. Everybody's welcome to come. It's gonna be a lot of the brothers off of 24th Street. I'm hoping Generations show up, and we're gonna have a good time. The month of February, you're gonna see a lot of changes on the set, a lot of different people coming through. We got some more candidates coming through.
Yeah, y'all got to get Michael Harper, who's running for.
Yeah, I want to get him. Yeah,
he was on here Monday. It was dope.
Yeah,
right? Because I know you don't outlaw no more. I know you don't listen no more since you.
Man, I'm still an outlaw, but I was born an outlaw.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted, KB.
Well, I mean, you
I'm on here now, bro.
Right.
Well, all you gotta do is send me a link. I'm tired of calling in like I don't belong or something.
Yeah, I don't just be willy-nilly sending people links like that.
I'm not just anybody though.
That's something we had to talk
Capital
about.
Drive Collective, bro.
So listen, I do want to say this.
Yes, sir.
And this is in relation to what you just talked about. But first, Mama Jenkins in the chat room says, I can walk with devices due to an accident and a stroke, but I'm still here. And that's a blessing. Every day above ground is a great one, depending on your perspective. For me, this shit is lovely. Come on, man. Jay-Z said, I got a good life, man. Jeff says, check my grappling game, though. Still a fighter. He said, R.I.P. to Mario Mallet, my football brother, and rest in peace to Justin Fields from my block. I remember Justin Fields in the neighborhood. He said, both killed by police in 2001. I didn't know Mario Mallet. I seen him play football one time. Pass rushing genius. A dude who came from Milwaukee who probably he could have really went far. I'm gonna leave it because it's a lot involved. But the brother was blessed. But yeah, Jeff. I mean, if I start naming off people that's gone, we'll be going for a long time. But this article that I have, Sean, and God makes no mistakes. This happens right at the right time because this article that I sent you called Jive Wars is an actual interview in the Journal Sentinel of Eric Adway in 1983. 1983.
I remember the article. We were just talking about it yesterday. I told you that, right?
Right.
Jeff Adway was at the house and he brought up how Eric did the interview and he was talking about, you ain't got to worry about us. You got to worry about the baby 2-4s. You know what I mean? Right. And they was some little, bro. They was bad, bro. Them little dudes was bad.
13 to 16 is what he said.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It was 100 deep.
Yeah. So yeah, my bad. Yeah.
No. I'm this article once again. When I say God makes no mistakes, because I had no way of knowing what you were doing.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. I tried to find that article for you once before. I know you said you don't remember, because a long time ago I had referenced that I had this article, and I was saying I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Today, one of my emails was backed up, so messages were bouncing. So I said I need to clean it off. I went to the last page, and it's 3,000 messages, and it popped up and said Mike McGee Jr. This is who sent it to me, and it said Jive Wars. I said, I know this ain't it. I clicked on it. The PDF popped up. I said, damn, this is the article. So I hurry up and downloaded it, and I have it now. So I think for me to either be able to print that for you, or like send it to you for you to even share that. And if you the story, just to see him speaking for himself.
Yeah.
About, first of all, there was no intention of us being a street gang.
Never.
It wasn't even about violence. It was about defending our neighborhood. But I heard this same thing when when Ghetto and myself did the interviews for his the documentary we were working on. So yeah. I said, man, this is crazy. It was almost like chilling to read it for me. I'm reading it like, and I remember these times when this was all on the news and in the newspaper, and people saying, like, what's going on? These kids is going crazy, and they 2-4 and they 2-7 and they Trey-4 mob and they 1-9 boys and all this. I'm gonna send you the article. It's a dope article. I'm gonna send it to you, man.
I want to speak on that for a minute, right? Because even to this day, we don't consider ourselves, no X gang, right? Other people do. We look at what we built as a family, and ain't no organization, ain't no criminal or none of that. We're grandfathers. We're fathers that understand the mistakes that we made and how we harmed our city. But the intention was never to be a gang. The intention was never to be about violence. The intention was never to be this group of individuals that break the law, right? It was, we're not gonna let nobody come in our community and tear up our parents' shit. They're not gonna take our stuff. They're not gonna mess up our parents' grass, right?
All that.
It was never, how we gonna take over, or we claiming this turf or this territory. We again, no, none of that. That's why it was so easy for us to stay separated from the gangs. Even now, we're not gang affiliated. We don't have any affiliations to any street gangs, any street organizations. What I mean? We don't have laws, bylaws, leaders, none of that shit.
It's something I first of all, I don't waste my time explaining it to somebody who's not in it or who's not part of it.
Yeah.
Because I think one of our doctrine is, why you telling him? Like why you ain't even supposed to be sharing it. Right. So, but I think in order to understand it, you had to be there. And like, I had a brother, I told you I was talking to a brother who called me everything except for a child of God. And he spoke on how that was nothing and we were nobodies and this and that and the third. And I told him very calmly, first of all, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. And second of all, if you went around certain dudes and said that to this day, even in their advanced age, you would have a problem. And you certainly wasn't going to come over there with that back then. I've seen it happen. So I don't, people can talk. I was there. I was a kid growing up in this. I saw it and said, damn, they fucked him up. Shit.
And, to speak on Eric, right? Eric was a fighter. Probably when I seen the first time I seen Mike Tyson, I thought of Eric. Because he was that quick and he hit that hard.
He say in this article, he says his nickname was the Undertaker.
Yeah.
I said, wow.
Said, listen, man. Yes, you had to really see him in action.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was gifted, and when he decided to transform into a family man, his conversation was about turning professional boxer, right? We weren't thinking about no two focus. Okay, well, if you gonna box, then we gonna be in your camp and we gonna make sure that you do what you're supposed to do. And you know, bro, we there with you. You know what I mean? That was big bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we was gonna support him, even though we was still on mess. When he said he was done.
Right. Well,
okay.
Gotta read the article. Tiarsha says, Sean, where did you say the celebration is gonna be at?
It's gonna be at Mick House. The location will be put up on Facebook. You want to come through? Come on through. You want to stay a minute? Stay a minute. You want to stay an hour? Get to know us, right? Get to hear the truth about some stuff. You know what I mean? Right. We not bad people. You know, Bull can tell you that.
You are, but everybody else is okay.
Well, you know, I was told that I was always what's the proper word?
Asshole?
Yeah.
No, I'm right. Okay.
You know, I was always the asshole. You know, I would jump off some shit, but I wasn't baby 2-4, but I was like, you know, yeah, I like what they doing because I like
foolishness. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dion, now usually when Dion calls back, it's something amiss. What's up, Dion?
It's me, Dion. Hey, what I was about to say? What's up, Sean? Long time no hear from you.
What's happening, homie?
Man, bro, you gonna have to send me a link, man, so I can pop on there with you guys.
Man,
you know,
listen, man, it's talking sip.
Yeah. You have to do it on the weekend when I'm off, though.
Okay, Sunday you off.
Inbox you because I think you my Facebook friend, so I'm gonna inbox you.
Sunday you off. We on Sunday. We got a special show Sunday.
But Dion, well, go ahead, Dion. No, go ahead.
No, but you know what? I was listening to you guys, and you know, when I first moved up here, you know, I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
So when I used to hear 2-4 in Chicago, 2-4 is BD. That's Black Disciple.
Yeah.
So when I don't know what the 2-4. To this day, I still don't know. No BS. I don't know if the 2-4 is Vice Lords or what, but you know, and then they had the 1-9. Then they had Trefo Mob, and my guy Big Will, rest in peace. Then they had not Trefo Mob. They had ESG. They had Our Street Gangsters. I was confused, like BOS. Like to me, BOS was a concept, and that was a concept that was developed in prison with the chairman and the other. And BOS wasn't just disciples. It was everybody in the whole disciples, Vice Lords. You know what I'm saying? Blackstones, Mickey Cobras, and a lot of that thing. So, you know, when I came up here from Chicago, the Milwaukee politics was way different than me, you know, because in Chicago, we governed by a nation. Ain't nothing bigger than the 6-point scar. You don't put nothing but before that. Now, as time go on, you know what I'm saying? You got other branches of the government. You got the IGDs, and you got the Black Disciples, you got the Black Gangster Goon Squads, you got the BGs, but that's a whole different form of government besides the government that I politic with. So it was just so different, and you know, like, but you know, I grew to understand the politics of Milwaukee, you know, and I love Milwaukee, but yeah, I just wanted to chat like the 1-9s. I'm like 1-9 Deacon Boys. You know what I'm saying? Or I forgot what Jerry Walker used to call. What was they? 2 Sims and all.
They was Cameo first.
That was Milwaukee, boy.
They was Cameo first.
That was Milwaukee.
Jerry Walker was actually Cameo Boys first. That's what they was first. Cameo. Then they got with 2-7 and they became. Man, it's a lot of them niggas.
It's a lot. Well, once again, here's the mistake. Here's the misnomer of thinking. Little bitty ass Milwaukee, ain't nothing going on over there. Fuck them. Them dudes is, you know, country 5 square ass dudes. And I know a lot of people who came here with that mentality. They got their shit skinned up and had to go back to where they was from.
But what's the name? Jeff Fort. He ran from Chicago up here to Milwaukee one time. Like when I first moved up here from Chicago, I knew certain decks you didn't go on. You didn't go on 24th and Brown. It wasn't number Vice Lords over there. Because when I first moved up here, I stayed on 23rd and Galena, right down the street from Lisbon Square. You didn't go on 23rd and Brown, all up and down Brown. You
Right.
never went on Keith Street. Oh my God. If you went on Keith Street on my mama, you was looking for the business over there.
Yeah.
You didn't really go over there. You didn't really go over there with Tim Cunningham and was on 29th
Yeah.
and Cherry. May Big
Yeah.
Deal rest in peace, because he was the MCs was over there. You know, so it was just certain places that you really didn't go in Milwaukee though. You know what I'm saying? Because you will catch your issue though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just like, you know, I mean, I hate when I go places, and I guess it's a good thing. I ain't gonna say it's a good thing. I mean, I guess it's a good thing because when you go different places, like when you go to different states, they never really hear about Milwaukee unless they got some family or something that live here. But I'm glad on the strength that we ain't known for just, I mean, like violence. Like how Memphis known. You know what I'm saying? Like Memphis. Or you go down to Birmingham, Alabama, or, you know, little small towns in Mississippi that'll get down with you.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad Milwaukee just ain't, huh?
You know, one time Sean and I had this conversation. I think you might have said it. I think you might have actually said it on the show. You said, you know, and when I look at Capitol, it wasn't really as grimy as some of them other places you just named. So, you know, nobody wasn't tripping on. And I said, you know what? That was a good thing. It was a beautiful place. It was a beautiful place to live. It wasn't nowhere near what Center was. It wasn't what Show as Fuck wasn't what Galena and all them places was. That's why I was so happy to grow up over there. It was our shit was lovely. And that's why the spirit of let's protect it came about.
Yeah.
Right? That's why that became, we don't care about none of that, but we got to stand on something over here. So, but you know, as grown men, you got to look back and reflect how stupid we were. We should have been finding ways to unite instead of finding ways to divide. But you live and you learn. You live and you learn.
That's something else that we're gonna speak on Sunday, because when Eric died, Adonis White's mother, who was, you know, for us, man, she was our queen. Her house was our refuge, and she was trying to lead us in the direction of politics and change.
Okay.
Because she said, and this was right after the news hit, and we had gathered in the basement because we was on, you know, we ready to go to war with any and everybody in the city, right, including the police. And she stopped us. You know, she used to pray for us as we walked out the door every time we went somewhere deep, right? She blessed us with the oil and everything, man. But she told us, she said, y'all got some power now. Y'all have the power. Use it the right way. Right?
Damn, y'all fumbled.
Yeah, we did. You know, but we didn't understand the ball that we had to carry.
Yeah, I know. I know. Trust me. I've been off Capitol before, so I know what comes with leaving. Like, it's like, oh, you what? You know, beat the shit out of you.
So,
but you know what though? I ain't gonna lie though. When before I bought my house, I wanted to buy a house over there in the Rufus King area. I forgot they call it Olive or something over there. I was definitely looking for me a house over there, like right off the freeway by Marysville High School. But now you gotta understand though, over there on Capitol, you got certain little nooks and crannies that you mess around, like over there by the liquor store on 11th and Atkinson.
Ooh,
you know, Capitol ain't numbered a couple blocks over. You know, you got Finn right. You got Finn right there, and then the Sloans, they right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
That's just like earlier when you was talking about families. You know what I'm saying? I remember my nigga Jeff Calhoun, may he rest in peace. He used to go to Hamilton.
That's my dude.
Me and Bull. Yeah, you know, may he rest in peace. You know, little Jeff. You know, you heard about the Calhouns. Then you had the Sloans.
Shout out to
then
the
you
Sloans.
had the Love.
Shout out to Taco.
You had the Moffett.
Yeah.
Yep, you had the Moffett. You had families that had little names and recognition. So when you was talking about that respect earlier, I was like, yeah, like it could be a nigga and you say his last name, that nigga probably can't fight a lick because you know his family, they come in 1,000 deep like roaches. Yeah. You let that nigga go though. Yeah. You like sit that nigga, all right, woo, 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 woo. I'm gonna give you a pass though, but just because your last name was woo woo, you know what I'm saying? Then some niggas got down just because that's how their name was, because Lil Jeff was cool, but Lil Jeff turned to, we all know what Lil Jeff was out there doing, may rest in peace though, that was my little guy, but you already know, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, you know, like back in the days out there where Bull was from, like Lil MJ and them out there in Westline. I heard them niggas was millionaires. you know, throwing millionaire parties. Like, nigga, I made my first million. You know what I'm saying? Let's party. You know what I'm saying? But Milwaukee do got a strong tradition, man. You know, and that's why I ain't got nothing but respect. So I tell people all the time, I was Chicago raised, but Milwaukee made, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna try to spit this P because I don't come from nothing but pimping though. And Milwaukee gonna put the P on the map. You know what I'm saying? Free Big Paul. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Teddy B. You know what I'm saying? Like real stumped down killers in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with the trill. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? When you out here, you just ain't no nigga that just be out here. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with niggas that made names out here. You know what I'm saying? For themselves. You know, you just be in the background, so you ain't gonna be around no movers and shakers. You just move a little bit quietly than they do. And I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I moved a little bit more quietly than they did, because then I probably would have put a target on my back, and I probably wouldn't be having this conversation with you guys or came as far as I have came, as far as in my life, because either I could have been in the penitentiary for life, like my nigga Dolo, you know what I'm saying? Free Dolo, you know what I'm saying? Ghetto Boy, or I could have been rested in peace, you know what I'm saying? With a lot of the other greats. I'm gonna let y'all go, and you know I'm gonna continue listening. Love y'all, Outlaws.
Peace out,
love,
man. Peace
bro.
out.
Love.
Listen, I want to say to anybody who even dabbled in that activity back then, you better put your hands together and thank the Lord above, because it was danger. Yeah. Tupac used to say, "I see death around the corner." You never knew what was just going to the store. Right. So if you was able to transition from that, you are definitely blessed. That's why right now I don't even give myself credit for any of my activity, because I'd be like, look, I didn't even go nowhere near where some brothers went with that stuff. Like I could have been I thank God for mom and pop.
No names. You know, I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna reveal too much because it's not my place to, but there's a war taking place in certain neighborhoods, man, that lasted 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean reality, right? This war lasted for 30 years. And I know people from both sides who lost their lives. And looking back at it now, it's like, damn, what was that about?
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Let me not say that, because it was something.
Because a lot of it was perpetuated by the death of Eric, but the anger was it was misguided and misdirected,
and the energy was too.
Yeah, you know, we should have focused on destroying that system at that time, because we had the
couldn't see the forest for the trees though. I'm here to tell you. Remembering that as pro-black as I am now, I was pro-black then, and I knew my mom taught me about genocide and all this. But when you walk outside in the neighborhood, when you walk outside in the neighborhood and it's going down, you ain't got time to say, "Hey, brother, did you know who Marcus Garvey was?"
and you know what they don't tell you about us is that we were pro-black. We were pro-black, right?
While banging on each other.
My grandfather, my father and them, they were leaders in the civil rights movement in Milwaukee. You know, a lot of the parents of my guys, you know, they walked across that bridge.
My mom,
you know what I mean? They were involved in these marches, and they raised us, and we were very knowledgeable about our history. We allow our anger though to overtake that, man, and
then crack came.
We succumbed to the traps. You know what I mean? We really did, and the crack game that was one of the traps.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time when we said we wasn't gonna get involved in dope at all. We ain't selling no dope, man. You know,
hold on, Sean. Let me catch my chat room. Jeff Crape says Chicago native here. Tiarsha says, okay, she will be there. She said the two foes are my peeps. I have a daughter by 2-4 Blaze.
Oh yeah, that's my dude, Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Hey, look, I was just talking to Kevin about before the show.
Yeah.
I've been visiting him and everything, man. He getting real close. He in Milwaukee, and he out here working.
I spoke to him.
He out here working. I done took you some sea moss and everything, some elderberry and shit, man. And yeah, he ready.
You know, like I told him, man, you know, it may not be ideal in some groups of the family, right? But there's people that are prepared and have the wherewithal to try to keep him out here, right? We understand the transition that he about to make, how hard it's gonna be at times, right? But he has a support system outside of his family, man. A lot of us, you know, we own him because we need him out here, man. We want him out here. We miss him. You know, Blade is history. You know what I mean? Blade is legacy.
Hey, listen.
You know what I mean?
Coming to a podcast near you,
man,
right?
Oh yeah, you know, hey, listen, man. I'm gonna try and be the first person to have him on. You know, the man that did shit 30 years.
Hey.
30 years.
Sean, he's probably gonna be the second. He probably gonna be the second.
Hey man. Man, we're not gonna do that right
here. But you can be here.
I was about to say, man, I'm gonna have to be in the building or something, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, Kamar. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was just gonna let. I wasn't gonna say about his appearance, or I like to just watch things happen sometimes. I'm voyeuristic in that regard.
You know, I can try to pull some rank around here. It's only 3 of y'all right now.
I got mama on deck.
All right, you winning. You winning.
I got mama on deck.
You
got
won.
the boss. Hey, I got the boss
already. You know what though? You know what though? That ain't even fair. That's not fair, bro.
Wait, see, this is the mentality of somebody who gets their own platform to say it's not fair for him to be on Outlaw Radio.
I didn't say that. I said no, it's not fair that he bring a mama into this.
Well, because he's family and he's an outlaw. So, you know, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. I mean, you like he said you can be here, and I'll think about including you.
See, I knew that was the part right there. I knew that was the part right there. That was the missing link, motherfucker.
Come on, man. I'm much better than that.
Hey, but he doing good, man.
Yeah, man.
He is. Shoulders. You know what I mean?
You know, I know some people may not want to hear this, but you know, another one of our brothers, man, he actually the godfather to all my kids. Coop was just sent down to meet him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sean, we'll have to talk off.
You know, listen, man. Listen,
I don't even. Let's just leave.
Like I said, listen. I understand how some people feel. I do. You know what I mean? I do.
That's good news. I'm not saying it's not good news, but I'm thinking my mind is in a different place.
You know, it's good news for some people, and it's not for others. I understand and recognize that. I do.
Man.
I really do, man.
Long hot summer.
But that, you know, I'm thinking about what his kids have missed.
This is true.
You know what I mean?
This is true.
You know, they got a bunch of uncles, but that don't supplement.
Yeah.
Right?
I know. That's what I'm saying. We'd have to talk off. Yeah. We have to talk about that because just to tell you, because you're very good at when I say, well, this is what I'm thinking, and you can say KB, or you know, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Jeff says, say less to the dude on the phone. Chicago is different. Military. Yeah, well, Chicago has always, listen, it's funny that people say, well, Milwaukee ain't nothing like Chicago. Well, you know what? LA ain't nothing like Chicago. New York ain't nothing like Chicago. Yeah. Miami ain't nothing like Chicago. There's nothing like Chicago except for Chicago. And all of this gangster shit comes from the Chi anyways. So when cats get done talking, It was gang members in Chicago before they were anywhere. And I'm talking about street gangs. They pirate that comes from there. So yeah. I never even waste my time trying to compare. You're talking about 500,000 people versus what, 3 million? It's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
So, I don't like it to be done where it's disrespectful. Like I said, I told y'all this story. I'm gonna tell you again. One of my favorite MCs rap was MC8. I was a big MC8 fan, and I was listening. I live in the Podverse. I live in the Podverse. So I'm one of them dudes who had everything Compton's Most Wanted, even 8 solo shit. And he was talking about this particular story about Tupac being here. And we all know what happened to Tupac back in the days when he came to Milwaukee. And now the truth of the matter is, yes, in that crowd, there were a lot of Chicago individuals. And I'm sure that they were very active in what happened. But he totally dismissed Milwaukee in saying that, yeah, he thought he was just talking to some old Milwaukee ass niggas. Them Chicago niggas did this. And I'm like, hey, so what you saying was Milwaukee's we busters, basically. I haven't had the same respect for him since. Like I don't listen to his shit no more. I don't, because I'm like, you what you saying? Because
that nigga's a mob.
Well,
he's a mob.
Okay. Well, I'm cool with you labeling him that. We got another call. We got another return call. Jeff, what it do?
Hey, man, I just want to say this, and I want to maybe clear up a statement that I was saying. Like, I don't know who the gentleman name was on the phone. And Kev, we grew up in that neighborhood, and the gang shit. I just want to speak on it this way. Like, when I'm saying about Chicago has something different, man, I don't think Cat's understanding. And you spoke on it, but I don't care what people talk about West Coast, East Coast, man. Chicago built this gang life, and it wasn't built the way people think. Man, cats from Chicago, that shit's generational. You need to leave that alone. That shit's different. It's just built different. Milwaukee, what I want people to understand is that, man, everybody come up to Milwaukee and they get tested and they understand, bro, these ain't no scrubs. Bro, these dudes, whatever they building, that's what they doing. But here's what I'm trying to say to you, Kev, is that, man, something I didn't realize, that everything we're talking about, when I made that statement in the comments about being institutionalized, man, I had the blessed opportunity, man, that I got to go to Taiwan, I got to go to China, I got to go to England, man, I got to go to Lithuania. And I'm going to tell you something, bro. I will deal with any hood in the United States versus going to China and seeing a hood, bro. It's different, bro. Them niggas built different. Them shits is different, bro. It's a different level of poverty. It's a different level of bullshit, my guy.
I can imagine.
That shit is way different than what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah.
Them dudes over there, bro, how they live, man, God bless America. You will kiss the flag, bro, if you see how those dudes live, bro. If you see what a hood is like overseas, bro, when the government really don't give a fuck about you. I mean, like, really don't give a fuck about you.
I've heard that about Colombia and South America. I've heard that about
bro. I've never been there. I'm telling you, China, Taiwan, Lithuania, London, England. I've been all over the UK, bro, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, some niggas is different, bro. It's some different shit. So I will live in any hood in the United States before I ever dream of living in China. And so that's what I'm saying. When people talk about the gang thing and all that, I don't know who bro was on the phone, but the thing is, when people look at the gang life in Chicago, bro, I want people to understand that shit's built different. It was different. Man, them RICO laws came up from the Chicago niggas, man. The motherfucking Al Capones and shit, bro.
Well, hold on. Well, the tax evasion came from Al Capone. The RICO came for the New York mob.
Yeah,
Giuliani and them came up with the RICO for the
great correction.
Right.
This shit happened in the 70s, bro. This shit started in the 70s.
Right. 70s, 80s, early 80s.
Hey, if anybody want to check my facts,
the gang started.
I used to always warn about that shit.
Gang.
So
go ahead,
the
Sean.
gangs actually started when they started migrating over here. You know what I mean? When these immigrants came over,
it was peaceful though, bro.
Started the gang. Huh?
But it was initially meant, it was protection. It was peaceful, boss. It wasn't none of this set tripping, shooting niggas. It wasn't like that, bro. That's not what it was. It was like people with the guardian angels in New York. It's the best reference I can give you, bro. But what I want to speak on my city, Milwaukee, is, you know, the problem is, it's like people saw. I mean, I have people nowadays like, there's black people in Milwaukee and there's niggas in Milwaukee, bro. Fuck you talking about? This shit is different in Milwaukee. Milwaukee, in my opinion, is more violent than Chicago.
Per
And
capita.
you know the reason why? There's no organization like that, bro. Them niggas is just at it, bro. Them niggas do it because they've been tested, bro. They do it because, yeah, come on here.
Jeff, you know what's funny?
It's different.
And I didn't know this show was going to turn into a gang summit. Thank you, Sean, for bringing that element. I mean, you're always welcome. Right?
Of course, you know, I always bring something new.
Right. Well, this, yeah.
Diversity, bro. Diversity.
But shout out to
diversity.
shout out to Westside Celadon, who is my one of my closest friends, who's from South Central Los Angeles, right? It's an old school rolling 60 Crip. Grew up right off Normandy, right? And so he talks about, he's been here for, I think Zell's been here about 25, 30 years almost. And he's brought individuals from there. And I've met these individuals, right? They've come because they come to visit him. And he says, man, what I always tell cats when I go back to the hood, okay, in LA, it's Crips and Bloods and we bang out. But he said Milwaukee is crazier than that shit because everybody gets killed here. Everybody gets killed. Dude. He said it ain't about no Chris, it ain't about no blood. Everybody's killing everybody.
And I'm not saying that shit being proud, bro. I'm saying when I said Milwaukee, you motherfuckers don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand, dude, this city and the poverty and the police corruption and the shit that goes on there.
And by it being small, and by being small,
motherfuckers, see how that works.
And by it being small, the likelihood of you running into your opposition is greater, right? Like, so we all would be at Capitol Court
because
we would all be at North Ridge,
bro.
We would all be at at the Grand, and it's like that them niggas go, and boom.
Well, you got to think though. You know, in certain block, like with our block, right? We were only divided by Keith Street. You know, from Finn to Keith. Hey. You know, you don't go past Finn, bro. Right? Keith might get you killed.
Can I back up a little bit and can I bring this whole back to that first call I made? Is when I talk about people our age and how we talk to people and the shit that we went through when we were younger. Bro, we seen all that shit. We had friends that was BOS or VL or GD. You know, we had friends like that, and you had to navigate that shit, bro. Even if you're not affiliated, you had to navigate that. Niggas didn't like niggas because that's what they did. But nowadays, man, when you 40, 50 years old, bro, you like, nah, bro, you ain't gonna do that. Nah, bro, that's not what it. That's not it.
Some of us.
But even back then,
there's still some of us who are that age who's still wilding out. I'm here to tell you. Like, it's still some 40-year-olds.
I don't know what to tell you about that nigga, bro. I don't know what to tell you about him. Man, he lost cause, tossed that nigga in the garbage. And I hate to say it that way, bro. You gotta wake up sometime, though. You know, and I say that, and I'm not saying that from a preaching perspective. I'm saying it from a perspective, bro. I've seen the world. I've seen Europe. I've seen Asia. And I'm going to tell you, dude, them niggas got it worse than us.
I could believe it.
Them niggas is just quieted, bro. They're just silence, bro. That the broke motherfuckers in China, they're just fucking broke, and they're getting the shit beat out of them. Broke motherfuckers in North Korea, they just broke, and they getting the fuck beat out of them, bro.
Well,
love what we're doing, but man, that's why I love this platform and what y'all talking about, because the one thing with democracy, the one thing with freedom, what people got to understand of what I love is the voice. And like, you know, when I was talking about peers on network, it's the voice, it's the embracing of our culture. It's not you're racist because you're supporting your culture. Support your culture. I want Indians to do that. I want the Muslims to do it. I want the Asians to do it. Everybody support their culture because this is the melting pot. But at the end of the day, everybody know they struggle and respect the struggle. Understand when you come up in that struggle, that's what it is. Instead of, oh man, you know, when we get stuck in this blood and Crip shit, nigga. I grew up in Milwaukee. I don't know what the fuck that is, bro.
Well, you know what? I would have initially been dismissive, and I went to Minneapolis in the 90s, and it was over there. So it was real over there, where people think what, but they don't understand it was brought from Los Angeles. Look, let me catch my chat room because it's 9:55. We're about to wrap it up. I want to catch my chat room, and I want to chop it
All
up.
right, Kev. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, and I'm gonna let you keep going, bro.
Man,
Peace.
appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you. Sonia Thrower's in the chat room. She said, "Hello, everyone. I came home to Milwaukee and it looks bad. My old street looks bad too." She said, "Chicago
Welcome
is
back.
bad." She said, "Chicago is bad. I date 2 guys from there." Okay, maybe that's why.
Yeah, I feel for you.
She said, "You grew up in Milwaukee. You crazy." And then
That's
she was
why you
agreeing that
dating 2 of
back
them,
in the
huh?
days it was rough. Now look, let me wind this down because I had so much. I had some other stuff, but I mean, we ain't got nothing but time. And we'll still be able to discuss it. But Kamar, what do you have coming up this weekend? What's going on?
What I got coming up this weekend? No, I don't have nothing coming up this weekend, but February I got a lot of stuff going on.
Okay.
Get back in this groove.
There we go. Rail, you wine. What? I'm still waiting. I'm like Sean. I don't know. I don't. You was keeping me steadily supplied for a minute, and then you kind of fell back. So I'm just like,
it take 30 days. It takes
Okay.
30 days for wine to brew.
because I'm on my stogie game heavy now, so I'm gonna have to get that.
Oh
hen
well,
drink.
that's whenever I do get those. So
Okay.
whenever but yeah, the wine takes 30 days. So it's just a waiting game. That's
What
how
else
that
you got coming up this weekend, man?
Man, shit. Figuring out this car. Hoping to start painting this upstairs kitchen. But yeah, like I said, every weekend I had this plan to get up there and some new shit pop up, So as of right now, that's what it is. Hopefully this car will be fixed by this weekend and I can go upstairs, take these cabinets off so I can begin to paint them and shit.
Jeff, all you got to do, because he's in the chat room saying, "Show what y'all doing," and I'm buying. All you got to do is hit these brothers up individually, inbox them. You can get Rail's books. Kamar will ship. We know Kamar will ship, right? Like he'll put that shit in the box and send it. Sean, tell people about the Cupcast and then tell me what you got. What else you got coming up this weekend?
Well, the Cupcast is we highlight us. We highlight our trials, our tribulations, and how we have overcome them. I'm waiting on my books to come. I'm finally gonna start releasing my books. And next week I'm really gonna start pushing for District Attorney Kent Laverne to be taken off any ballots. He I believe has a significant role in the violence continuing in some of our neighborhoods, because he's the district attorney that signs off on confidential informants become confidential informants. And when you have 200 confidential informants in one neighborhood, of course, crime is going to stay where it's at. So I'm focusing on him next week. Sunday, though, we're going to kick off 2424, man. It only happens once. This date, this month, never happen again, right? It's special to us, and we're gonna celebrate the memories of our friend, man, our brother who was killed by the police. So, check us out Sunday, man. Tomorrow night we'll be on just chopping it up. Y'all free to come and chop it up with us. Come and laugh, have a couple drinks, man. And come and talk and sip. You did?
That's what's up. So I want you to think about what was discussed on this show, and it started out with respect, which is always where everything gets extended. So we're on this mission. We started talking about self-perception. We've gone a lot of different places. Me and Kamar have talked about vulnerability, and just breaking down our psyche as Black men and foundational Black Americans. And we started, like, tonight, I like where the conversation went in kind of looking at the different levels of respect and how one should feel about themselves in terms of being respected. And that's cool. But then we started to talk about the gang thing. And I don't want people to take the negative out of it. because the one important thing that was said was that, number one, it was all pretty thin and it was all pretty silly, and we were kind of like in a trance. And I speak specifically for myself during the times when I got involved heavily. It was at the height of this crack epidemic, and it had us all confused, and it had us all going all kinds of different directions. The community was in disarray. What we had understood as the family structure and the neighborhood structure up to that point had been shattered. And so it was a very crazy time to be a young person. But the one thing I want to start doing with us, and when I say us, I'm talking about myself, my immediate circle, and my community, we need to start finding more reasons to unite than finding reasons to divide, right? We need to start finding more issues that we connect on instead of trying to find some shit that we disconnected on. A lot of times we are victims because we're solo entities. There's power in numbers. There's strength in unity, right? And I see us a lot of times divide ourselves up. Whether it be age, whether it be light skin, dark skin, whether it be he got money and he don't, whether it be neighborhoods, whether it be gangs, folks, people, whatever, we'll find a way to divide ourselves up. And then we wonder why everybody else is able to move in the direction that they moved in. Well, they have solidarity. They have solidarity. My 3 S's are separatism, sovereignty, and solidarity. Well, separatism still takes some work. There's a lot. We got a lot to do before we can get there. And we surely have a lot of work when we start talking about sovereignty. Solidarity is right there. It's right there where we can grab it, right? And so we need to start focusing on that. And I think then you'll start to see the change in our community that we need to see. And this was, like I said, a great week for the shows. Go and check them out. They're all archived. Please listen to my brother Michael Harper. I'm going to push that show more because that brother was on point. He was on the one. And I feel like, and shout out to Lena Taylor, who's now a judge. I think we have to have the right people in the right places for this thing to really crack off, man. So regardless of who you are and where you at, if you're a foundational Black American, you all right with me. Because I'm not the type of person that my criticism of my community outweighs my contribution, because I'm not a coon. I'll see y'all Monday, man. Peace and love.
Love. Peace.